100.
Egal, you're muted. Egal, you're muted.
Ah, shit. We started off bad, but it's okay. We keep it moving, and you know what? We got 1 day, 19 hours, 57 minutes, and 30 seconds until the Manchester United Arsenal game. And you know what? The countdown begins. And this is the preview. Let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I see you, Nix. You dancing in the background. You like the beats.
I like that beat.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We got some people in the comment section already. But yeah, you guys already know what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Manchester United and Arsenal. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. But first things first, I want everybody here to mention a different game, probably their most memorable game watching Arsenal versus Manchester United. It could be because you went there. It could be because you remember where you were when you were watching that game. It could be because something was going on in your life at the time. Anything. If you remember a game. And before we go into that, I'm just going to show you guys a quick little head-to-head. Forget about Mike Dean. But, oh, man, where to go? You know when certain things just go wrong? Okay, so here's the latest. So they're just showing some head-to-heads, little team news. Obviously, Alex Telles is going to be out due to COVID. Jesse Lingard and Eric Bailly are most likely also sidelined. Arsenal are probably going to have David Luiz out in addition to Chambers and Holding. So center backs were down to Mustafi almost, pretty much. And then we already know who the referee is, but should we say the goalkeeper for the other team? But yeah, that's how this is starting, ladies and gentlemen. That's how this is starting. Neeks is already loving it. But yeah, guys, I'll start with you, Neeks. Tell me, what was your most memorable Arsenal versus Manchester United game? It doesn't have to be home or away.
You know what? The one that comes to obviously like the 8-2 is like an obvious one, but at one point it just became a bit of a joke. I loved it because I could go back and banter all the Arsenal fans, but at some point I didn't feel sorry for Arsenal, but it was men against boys. So it's more of a banter than anything else. But the one that really sticks out is the 4-2 that we won at Highbury, where Ronaldo scored 2 and John O'Shea scored that chip goal in the last minute, because that was a young team that we had, Rooney, Ronaldo, against a good quality Arsenal side. I think you lot took the lead just after halftime through Dennis Bergkamp or something like that. Good shot from outside the area, and we came back 2 goals from Ronaldo, and I said John O'Shea with that iconic chip right at the end, and that's at Highbury as well. For me, yeah, that game stands out. And go back to school the next day, and Arsenal fans didn't have nothing to say in it. So I love that one. I think that was about 2006.
Guys in the comment section are going in. Look at this guy. He's spamming the chat room with like 50 comments. Okay. Apparently, I gotta go fist fight Lee Gunner. What's going on?
I don't know.
Man's getting timeout. You've been a naughty boy. Anyways, so what was the game? Could you repeat that again? I'm sorry. I was kind of confused. Some crazy stuff was going on in the chat.
4-2 at Highbury. I think it was 2005-2006 season where Ronaldo scored 2. I think Giggs might have scored the one as well, and then O'Shea got a chip in the 90th minute to win 4-2. We might have even been down to 10 men at the end. Some of it's a bit blurry, but 4-2.
Okay. Kesh, as an Arsenal fan, what was your most memorable game against Manchester United?
For me, there's 2. I'm indecisive of which one, but the one where it was wearing a yellow kit, I was in 2006 when Adebayo scored. It was a 1-0 win.
Your last win at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
in the Premier League.
It was sweet because it was just the same, the saying 1-0 to the Arsenal. So it was so sweet. But for me, it probably has to be the one where Nasri scored the second. Reason being was the football that we played back then was just the patience was just crazy. they'll just Arsenal just play teams and teams. It's like teams will just fall asleep and get bored, and then that's when we will score. And I envy it because you don't see that sort of selfless running off the ball in terms of making a diversion run, just dragging defenders away. That's what the game's about, isn't it? Like, you don't always have to get on the ball. So I think it will be that game for me, the 2-0 versus Man U.
Yeah, that goal from Nasri was actually that Arsenal goal was brilliant, and it, as you said, it was the run from Theo Walcott that dragged I think it was Vidic out of position, and Nasri just literally blasted it, and Van der Sar, it was past him before he knew it. Like, looking back now, I mean, at the time I appreciate the goal, but looking back now, I can appreciate it more because I'm not in the moment. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
It wasn't as good as the Giggs goal though, was it? So
that goal pisses me off.
Yeah, no, that's why that's my favorite game, because I know that still annoys Arsenal fans. It annoys Arsenal players. Have you heard Martin Keown speak about that goal? Like, in the last few years. That's why that's got to be the best game for me. But
you know why that goal pisses me off? Because I'm just thinking, why did you not just take him out? That's
the thing. When Arsenal fans watch it back now, they're looking, tackle him, just kick him.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but you can say that
about
89 up for grabs now. Liverpool players like Stephen Nichols still talks about it today on ESPN FC. He said I should have just took him out. I should have got a red card for the team.
Yeah, but the difference is, like, Giggs went past Lee Dixon like 3 times. Like, he had 3 times.
And you got to remember as well, like, Arsenal defensively were very good. They had very good defenders. The midfielders were great in a tackle as well. So this isn't like playing Arsenal now. Do you know, like, no offense to Arsenal or any Prem team.
No, our defense is solid now. You're talking about 2 years ago.
No. I'm saying any Prem team. I'm saying any team now. Like, defenders and people in the tackle, the rules are different. The players are different. The mentalities are different. Like, to run through like that is another level.
Yeah,
that is another level.
But Indiana, remember, we were down to 10 men in that game as well. And Bergkamp had a 90th minute penalty saved by Schmeichel. Like, that treble season could have gone so different. We were a penalty kick away from getting knocked out to Arsenal FA Cup semi. We were a minute or 2 minutes away from losing the Champions League final, and we won the league on the last day of the season after being 1-0 down to Spurs. So like, everything was fine margins for such a historic moment.
Yeah, and that's just another reason why it was the best game for me, because it's part of that season, and it's
So it's the nostalgia of that goal.
It's the airy chest.
It's not that. It's not just that. It's there's more to it. So again, like, the intensity, like, Arsenal Man United is not what it was then. Like, for me, those were the big games. Like, sometimes the Liverpool games, because of, like, players like Danny Murphy, I used to like watching our players compete in midfield. That's what I used to enjoy. I used to love. That's why Roy Keane's my favourite player. I used to love watching Roy Keane against Patrick Vieira. That was the highlight of games for me a lot of the time. But that game was so important. That goal just is one of my earliest memories of Man United, Arsenal. And I think about that goal a lot, and I know it annoys Arsenal fans, so I can't go over anything else. I just can't. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think for me, it has to be the goal, the game when he misses the penalty, and Martin Keown goes up to him and, like, starts giving it to him, and everyone's giving it to him, and Manchester United fans are like, and it's just the whole energy. We were a different team. We did not get bullied. We had a bunch of guys on the pitch who were telling you what it was and how it is with us, and we were the ones giving you the kickabouts just as much. And you know what? I think one of you guys said it to me the other day. Or somebody said it to me the other day. Dennis Bergkamp was not the nicest player. He was giving dirty kicks and punches just like everybody else was. Nowadays, a lot of these guys are too nice, and a lot of these guys are like, they're passengers at times. They get overrun in the midfield or in the attack, and they don't give any bite back. So that's the most memorable moments for me, are the moments when we got emotional, and there's fights. Roy Keane versus Vieira, and even you've seen times where our teams were not good enough, and we were not challenging, but our guys were not really going at each other. They're almost too nice, too respectful. Before the game, you see guys laughing with each other. During the game, between moments, you'll see Koscielny saying, "I didn't want to go too hard into Pogba because I'm thinking about the World Cup." Like,
wait,
ridiculous.
no,
Is
you
that
guys
true?
don't know this. Yeah,
That's
he said,
not
"I didn't
true.
want to go too
No,
hard in
true.
on Pogba because
True.
I was thinking about the World Cup." And the man himself gets injured and gets out the World Cup.
Wow.
The game's changed so much. Like even when I saw
I need a DeLorean.
Kasper Schmeichel when he moved to City, and they were in the tunnel with Gary Neville, and he tried to be like, "You're right, Gary." Like, you know what I mean? Gary's just like aired him.
Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel, yeah, just aired him. I was like, "That's what the game's about, man. No talking before the game, bro."
Yo, Semantic FC, you've been awarded a mod energy power. Anyways, let's move it on. Why is that so funny? You see, when I'm not trying to be funny, I'm funny for some reason. It makes no sense.
Energy power.
Energy power.
Was it Dragon Ball Z or something?
Yeah, don't make fun of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I love Dragon Ball Z. What are you talking about?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this man. This man is probably the guy who gets Arsenal fans triggered a lot. Maybe not as much as another referee, but do you guys care? Should we care?
I don't care. Like, people always get this referee thing, and it's like I don't even know who the so-called good and so-called bad referees are, either in general or in person. No, sorry, or specifically for a certain team. Growing up, I knew like the best referee, like Colina. He was the certified, the bald-headed one who was in the front of the Pro Evolution Soccer 3. He was the best referee in the world. Everyone respected him. The referee that we had in the PSG game, I can't remember his name, but he's a very, very good referee. He good decisions, strong with the players, and they respect him. Mark Clattenburg, when we had him in the Premier League, he's left now. He was a very, very good referee.
Very good.
Let's be honest. Howard Webb was a very, very good referee, but because Ryan Babel made a post after he awarded us a penalty in the FA Cup third round tie against Liverpool in the 3rd minute that Ryan Giggs scored, Ryan Babel posted a picture, him photoshopped in the Man United kit. From then, people are going like he's a bad referee. But remember, he refereed the World Cup final. He should have sent Nigel de Jong off. Don't get me wrong, but he was a very, very good referee. So Mike Dean, he's a character. That's what I know about Mike Dean.
He's a character.
Everything is a drama to him. Adds a bit of excitement, but it's a bit of a drama. He'll point very Can
I just say something though?
Probably doing a little pirouette.
He does an op for a second before he does it.
I saw
1-0 Manchester United. We already know it.
Well, listen, but he's a good referee. Like, I'm not saying he's the best referee in the world, but how often does he make decisions wrong? I saw there's 2 videos. One where Spurs scored.
A Liverpool fan,
of course, Liverpool fan. There's 2 videos. One where Spurs scored and one where Aguero scored. And Mike Dean is the referee, and he's kind of putting his hand forward about it was more of a play on, and then the goal scored. He's running, and it looks like he's running with a celebration.
Like that.
Yeah. But that's just Mike Dean. As long as the decisions are right, that's all I care about. And I don't really care who the referees. I think they're all as good as or as bad as each other. And there's VAR to help.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't care about referees anymore. Like you can't blame referees anymore. I hate that. I used to love blaming the referee. You can't anymore because it's like VAR and there's too many cameras and you got goal line technology and
I don't think it's decisions where it costs you the game. I just think it's decision where it kind of swings the game in your favor. Like it gives you more momentum than you should have. Like for instance, you get like 2 free kicks, one after the other, that should have been a free kick, and teams kind of like capitalize on it. That is what I don't like. Sometimes he's just not consistent. But as you said, it shouldn't really matter. If you turn up on the day, it doesn't matter. So you just need to turn up. You're the one who makes your own fortune. To get what I'm saying.
I think I'm a conspiracy theorist, Indiana. I'm one of those guys who will say to you, I feel like certain referees, they have their biases, and at times I'll see decisions at specific points of the game consistently. I'll see decisions maybe like 30 minutes into a game, or maybe like 2 minutes after the second half. I'll see decisions where I'll say, this referee today, he's making a lot of decisions that are going against us. And
the thing is, you can get referees who make bad decisions in any one game. Like I think the Leipzig referee that we had for that game was poor. Like he was blowing up way too often compared to the PSG one. But for anyone who consistently puts bad results or performances down to referee mistakes, I think is hard.
Weak.
It's weak. It is weak. It's not giving a true representation of what's happening. It's an easy get out clause. Referees are bad or good for everyone. Now, I understand the whole sometimes the big club bias or the home side bias, but you know what? Everyone plays 19 games at home. So if they're all biased to the home side, you're gonna get your bias. If it's a big club bias, then okay, the top 10 are more against the bottom 10. But if you're in the top 10, I don't want to hear it because you're getting your results against the bottom.
For me though, it's about your mentality though. Like if a ref seems to be being biased, it's all about how you approach the game. You got to change your approach. You got to start giving it back the same way the other team's giving it, and that's how you win the game. But if you start just stay there and just moan about it, the game kind of get away from you. And sometimes the players seem to feel too sorry for themselves. And you can't do that at this level. Anyway.
Okay, Indiana, I got a question for you. I know you hate this, but do you understand why do you understand why certain fans go for excuses like the referee was against us today, or we lost because of the referee? And do you think that's acceptable?
Not anymore, I don't. What I was saying before was I like human error in football, like as much as possible. I don't like the VAR. I'm not a fan of it at all. I hate it. I think it's killing the game personally. But that's because I'm a little bit older, and things like, would we be talking about Maradona the way we do now if he didn't handball that ball? Like, don't get me wrong, guy was a baller, but he was publicized mainly for that handball.
Iconic moment, isn't it? That's what it is.
The iconic moment in football, exactly. VAR, there's no iconic moment there. There's none.
I get what you say, but is it
I just
VAR
like the
though,
human
or is
error.
the people that's in control? Because you can still make human error. It's just that the people at Stanley Park seem to get it wrong, and I don't see why they get it wrong. Because if we can see some of the decisions that they're making from home without being behind that screen, why can't they get it right?
But if that's the case, then what's changed? The only thing that's changed is they've slowed the game down.
Yeah.
I
was gonna
so
do
I
this.
don't want it there.
I was gonna do this later. I was gonna do this later in the day. I was gonna do a all-time Premier League 11 between Arsenal and Manchester United. Okay. Later when I do my preview, my Premier League preview, because we'll probably have like 10 of us in the chat and people going crazy. But right now, if I were to ask you guys between Manchester United and Arsenal, if you look at the history of the two clubs, we always talk about the academy system for Manchester United, and Arsenal, we like to talk about our academy system. Yesterday, I was on Terry's stream, and he was talking about the academy system at Arsenal and how we brag about it. But, Kesh, we haven't really brought any Rashfords or any of those guys to that level.
That's because we've let them go. It's all about... Football is about circumstances, yeah? And a lot of players, like, even if you compare... There's players that play in the game right now at higher level, and then when you look at people that's not playing at a good level, they're better than what's already at the bigger level, at the Prem level. But circumstances prevail. Either that's politics and things like that. So when you got guys like Chuba Akpom, for instance, that's come through, and you got someone like Dylan Malin, who's gone PSV, who obviously saw that his path was going to be blocked and decided, bro, you know what? There's a good team here offering me a chance to come and be a pro, get my professional career going. Then you tend to miss out on those players who are the real gems. Juba got his chance, didn't cut it. So it's all about who's in charge of your academy system. Decisions, some of them's going to hurt you, and some might prevail, like Saka. That's just one in a few.
Serge Gnabry, he came to Arsenal at 15, 16 years old, and
Ishmael Benatia now at AC Milan. We've now recently sold Sam Greenwood, who's doing quite well in the youth team, and I think over the next year or two, you will see him in that league team.
you see what? And I remember Arsene Wenger. He used to. We would praise Arsenal a lot. They had a lot of the best youngsters. But it's a tough one. What tended to happen because he used to play a lot of them all together in the League Cup. Arsenal was like the League Cup, as you see all like Arsenal youngsters. They would rip it up, but you would very rarely see those players then progress into the first team. And I don't know. It's very hard to say why that is. Is it because they weren't good enough? There was people like obviously Wilshere came through, but you had Henry Lansbury. You had I want to say Nordveld. I can't remember.
Nordveld, the Dutch, and you had Fran Merida.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Aaron Randall, Ahmed Traore. We had quite a few.
Look at this comment. He says, Hale End Academy is excellent, but as fans never show faith. For example, I'd rather see Willock next to Partey than the liability that Granit Xhaka. And it's like, would anyone, if Willock starts tomorrow, people are going to say, what is Arteta doing?
That's the thing. That's the thing in this country anyway. When you're a team of, say, the traditional prestige of Man United, the Arsenal, the Chelsea, fans ain't got the patience. They haven't got the patience. But then again, you can understand why they ain't got the patience, because you shouldn't really be throwing youngsters into a team that's not got the foundation to help carry them. That's wrong for me. That's too much pressure on the young.
You end up destroying them.
100%.
Destroying them.
I couldn't agree more. I think what's really difficult, right, is to not only keep young players at the club, but to get the best out of them when you still don't have a first 11 in terms of winners. Like players who have that real desire and fire to play. That's tough to bleed youngsters through like that. So when either do come through or are at a certain level.
And I feel like when you kind of do that, you give a sense of overbelief to the youngsters, and sometimes they don't stay grounded. Like you see what Guendouzi has gone and done. Like a youngster should never be talking about wages for me. That should never come out of a youngster's mouth. Once that's come out your mouth, I know you're lost. You're gone. Yeah. When you brought him through, you made giving him that sense of importance. Like you are the main guy of the team. Like you are a starting 11, and he was never a starting 11. That's how you ruin players.
And I think, you know what, it's like, that's why last season, for example, people kept saying, why does Solskjaer keep playing Dan James over Greenwood? Why keep playing? And it's very harsh on Dan James. But if we think that Greenwood is 10 times the talent that Dan James will ever be, then it's right to protect Greenwood rather than protect Dan James. I'm not saying ruin Dan, because Dan James is 21, 22. I'm not saying ruin his career at the expense of, but for the good of Man United, you need to protect Greenwood.
I get it. I totally get it.
So you have to put him in slowly. Make sure he's ready for this football. And then when we saw after lockdown, when he had built himself up, he had got a bit of experience, played in the Europa League, then you unleash him. But even then, Solskjaer still went out and got, he wanted to get Sancho. He went out and got Cavani. People are like, oh, what happens to Greenwood? I'm like, Greenwood is 18, 19 years old. He will get games. But if we're going to go into a season and rely on him now to
it's the wrong pressure.
Season, that's too much pressure. He may do it. Messi came into the Barcelona side and did it. But he came into a great Barcelona side.
Barca team. It's
and the pressure wasn't on him. He was allowed to just be himself.
It's the same as Fabregas. Like, when Fabregas' first game, look how much leaders he had around him.
Thanks, my guy, Sammy.
Man United team, like, look when Beckham, all of that came through. Look at the leaders he had in that team.
Yeah, because people mentioned class of '92 like it was a whole bunch of.
I was going to say,
we had people in the team: Cantona, Roy Keane, Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs wasn't class of '92. Ryan Giggs was there from before the Premier League started. Yeah. So you had experienced players there to help nurture the youth, and these were title winners, not just a bunch of older guys. These are experienced winners in the team. You can't just throw youngsters into the deep end because they'll never develop because they're just learning off the other youngsters who don't have the experience either.
You know, the thing is, though, Manchester United have one thing over Arsenal that we will struggle with. You guys got the money, and you guys got it's maybe not the ambition, but the money that will back. And when you guys put a back against a wall, the money will get you out of it. And I think that's one thing that you guys have fallen back on.
I disagree, Egal, man.
Yo, what's good, Flawless?
Yes, what's going on, man? Blessed for having me. Salute Indiana. Don't know, Neeks, big up. Kesha, big up, man.
Yo, my guy, are you in Canada, bro? You got the winter hat and everything.
Yo, it's cold out here, man. Man went outside before, man. I was out. It's cold. You get me?
Listen,
Manchester's cold.
I was thinking about your t-shirts, man, right? And what you need to do is get a collage of you in all these different hats printed on a t-shirt and just have a flawless in hats. I know I'm good at this. I'm good at this, man. I've told you need to get an Ollie in t-shirt.
All right, relax with that. That's a bit much, isn't it? Relax with that.
Oh, Neeks, I said to him, he needs to get take note on his hat, right? And then Ollie in on the t-shirt. So it reads, take note, Ollie in.
Man said you're gone too far. You're gone too far.
Yeah, that's way too far.
Let me ask you this. I get your approach. You might think he's not the right manager, but the way you're going about it, I respect that. I feel like you've evaluated the situation and you bringing valid points why you think you're the way you think. But do you think there's certain people in the fan base that are just Ollie out for the sake of being Ollie out and it's just a cool thing to be? Flawless.
Oh shit, was you talking to me? My bad. I didn't know you was talking to me. I thought you were talking to Indiana. My bad. Say that again. Sorry. Go on.
No, I was saying, don't you think some people are just Ollie out because it's cool? It was a cool thing to be at the time, and now that a lot of people are backing him, they flip their tone.
Yeah, but that's people for you. I think you'll get fans of all clubs who are like that. Yes, you will get people who will jump on the bandwagon because we're in the social media era. And what I've noticed, especially with Manchester United fans, we have a lot of reactionary fans. So they will change literally on a game-by-game basis. So if United play badly, they're Ollie out. United play well, they switch to Ollie in. There's no substance. There's no substance of what they're doing and what they're saying. If you are Ollie out and you state your reasons why, I understand it. Same way if you're Ollie in, if you give me your reasons why, and then if you do change your mind, at least give the evidence as to why. So if I ever became Ollie in, I would turn around and be like, right, I've changed because of this, and that. It's because of X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you should just do as just a normal human being. Like, you should, when you get new information. Go on, Neeks, go on.
I would say if you have a point of view, whatever it is, and you believe that point of view, there must be a reasoning behind it. So one little thing ain't going to sway it. There needs to be something that's going to counter the reason you had the original point of view.
Facts. Yeah. You should have
football's all about opinions, man. We wouldn't be sat here if it wasn't.
But it's not just football. It's everyday, day-to-day life. You should apply that too.
Yes, and that was my point exactly. Any normal, decent human being, you look at things objectively. You get what I'm saying? You can be pro Ollie, but still criticize him. Same way you can be anti Ollie and still praise him. I'm not a fan of the manager, but when he does well, I praise him. This past 4 games that Manchester United have played, minus the attacking side against Chelsea, we've done well. Ollie, for the most part, has picked the right teams, the right tactics, made the right subs, and we've got good results. So I'm hoping that continues on Sunday. And if he continues to do that, I will change my mind. But that's going to take over a long period of time. It's going to be more than 4 games or 5 games.
Because it was
let me address this.
More than 4 games. Because it was more than 4 games that made you form your original opinion. So it's going to take more than 4 games to change it.
But that makes sense, though. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I get your point. And now we're going to get into the Arteta and Ollie thing. But before we get into that, we both have owners that we don't like. And in my opinion, I definitely don't like the Kroenkes. So I don't know where this joke came from, but definitely do not support the Kroenkes. Yes, I might have the kit, but at the end of the day, I support my club, and you support your club the way you want to support it. I'm not going to connect me spending money on the clothes that I want to buy to the man that I don't like supporting the club. At the end of the day, if I buy the shirt 10 years from now, he's still going to be making money because he sold the club. You get what I'm saying? That's my point of view.
No, I hear what you're saying with that, and like you said, both sets of fans. That's one thing that Manchester United fans, even though Ollie in, Ollie out is proper 50-50 and it's toxic, we all agree. I never hear a fan say, yeah, I'm Glazers in. Yes, I'm Woodward in. That's the one thing that United, no matter where you are, you get me, across the world, that we're all we all stand on. We all agree on. Everybody is Glazers, Woodward out. That's never an argument. I've never heard that debate. I've never myself been involved in that debate. Like we're all Woodward out and Glazers out. Have you heard Woodward in? That's mad. I've never heard that.
I've heard that he's done a good. I've heard people say he's done a good job. I've heard people say he's great at what he does, like in terms of finances. And maybe actually, like, because I didn't really look into the finances that deep. Because I know I know Man United have enough money to buy a certain target. I know if they're looking at a target for over a year, we don't have to wait till transfer deadline day to find out whether we're going to be signing them or not. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but again, that comes back to it, looking at it from a balanced perspective. Because my bro Tox, who I was on the show with, he was talking about when you asked the question, who would you get rid of with Manchester United, like off the pitch or on the pitch, who could you replace? And what he was saying, even though he doesn't rate Woodward, he rates some of the things he has done, like refusing not letting Mourinho get rid of Martial, not get rid of Pogba, which is good, and that's how you should look at things. To me,
my thing is look at in a very I don't know a simple way. He's done a good job keeping them. My argument would be, why did you keep them? Did you keep them for their abilities, or did you keep them for their commercial abilities? And the reason why it's a problem, if it's the latter, is because is that the same reason why Phil Jones is still here? Because you're trying to sell him on. Whereas if it was based on a footballing ability, then you will get rid of certain players and you'll keep certain players. So in keeping Martial and Pogba, happy with that. But the how you came to the decision worries me, because if you use the same process for other players, you end up keeping players that shouldn't be here.
I get what you're saying.
I think it's deeper than that, though. I think
it's a Sancho question here. Are you guys sick of this question? Sancho, all window and now in January.
I'm not sick of the question because he's a quality player, and I want to see my team get linked with quality players. If Sancho, I thought Sancho was going to come in the summer. Now Ollie's kind of changed it. Does Sancho fit? Not as much as was before, but he gives us a different option if we wanted to play with a wide player. So do I believe Sancho will come in? Maybe. It's definitely a possibility. The interest is there. And would I take Sancho 1,000% because he improves Manchester United?
It's a weird one, because I think I think if we're gonna get him, it's not gonna be in January. It's most likely will be next summer. People are so adamant that if we don't get him this summer, the summer just gone, he's gonna go elsewhere. COVID is still around. Fans are still not in most grounds. There's no guarantee that the other clubs who can afford him will be able to afford him because of these factors. But what's interesting is that obviously we're signing Diallo Traore in January. He's joining, and now we've been linked with the Turkish fella from AC Milan. I can't remember how to say his surname. He's a left winger. Traore is a right winger. If we were to get both of them, a young and I think Traore is 18. The other guy is 26. Does that now rule out Sancho? Are we completely moving from Sancho as a target? I don't know. I hope not, but I don't know.
I think. Hopefully, do you know what I think? The big I think the big thing is one, because I've had what you've just said, Nick. I had this argument on the terrace so many times, and everyone's telling me Germany have got money. They don't understand COVID over the next year. The buying clubs around Europe. That's what we don't know. Where their finance is going to be with that. But the other night, things like the diamond. Would we be playing the diamond if we had players like Sancho?
No.
Would that be happening?
No.
So sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Do you know what I mean? Like we found out now we can play 3 formations, win, draw games. I know the Chelsea game it's a bit different. If we didn't have Dan James and Martial could play, all these other factors, it might have been different. But if we had Sancho, I think Solskjaer would just be sticking to one system. I really feel that.
It's one of them though. Sorry to cut you off, Egal. With a Sancho, it just enables us to play another way. So you could still play the back three, this diamond. But then if Sancho comes in, if it's injuries, loss of form, it's a long season, United play 50 plus games. Okay, that's good. And to Neeks' point, when we spoke about Diallo, he spoke about Palestri. If Dan James moves on, that opens up a space for Sancho. You know what I'm saying? So there's options there.
That last comment from Abs, that's the guy I'm talking about. Hakan Calhanoglu. I know I pronounced it wrong, but it's
the one that scores.
Yeah, the one at AC Milan.
Not that one. The one above that.
What is it? These comments coming in too quick. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, this guy. That's the other one. 26 years old. attacking midfielder on the left. So he's a free agent next summer. We were in talks with him from this summer, and apparently he turned down Juventus this summer as well. So if we sign him, and obviously Traore is coming in, it'll be interesting to see what our plans are, who we're linked with as a priority next summer. We know obviously Upamecano is one of the big targets for next summer.
I just get worried that we're being linked to more midfielders. Because I think we've got bigger priorities than that.
If you look at, I do think you're going to get a big signing in summer, because the way it's looking is that Pogba's not nailed on to be there. And if you lose Pogba, I can't see Man United not going to sign someone of a certain class to come in. So I do feel like you still got a chance to get Sancho in as a marquee signing.
Yeah. The future of Pogba is going to have a big impact about what we do in the next few transfer windows. And I partly do agree with Egal's statement in terms of the money factor from Man United and Arsenal. The Glazers and the Kroenkes don't have any aspirations to return Man United and Arsenal to the top. But if Man United are outside the Champions League, the Glazers will act and spend a lot of money in that summer, maybe sack the manager, whatever, to make sure they get back in. And then once they're in, they're like, all right, do what you want now, I don't care.
Let me show you guys the difference in quality. Let me show you guys. You guys are looking to spend 20 million on Sancho. We're looking to get his teammate on a free, Claudio Reyna. That's the difference in what we are talking about here.
He's a decent player. He's a decent player.
But you guys are looking to get a 22-year-old guy who's guaranteed 10 plus goals, 10 plus assists. We're looking to get Claudio Reyna, who's 17 years old, American, who's been only two seasons in the European game at all, and we're going to put him into an Arsenal team, and he's going to be put in the deep end, and that is not what we need. What we need is somebody who comes in immediately and can hit the ground running, and we haven't been doing that. Another Claudio Reyna signing is like a Dan James signing, in my opinion.
Fact check. Are we talking about Giovanni Reyna, Claudio Reyna's son?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. Sorry to cut you off, Kesha. It's Claudio. I swear Claudio Reyna already played. I was like, is this? I was confused. I was confused.
That's fine, but his son plays for Dortmund.
The thing is, you say that, Egal, but we've bought someone who's been doing it in Europe for, say, a season or so in Pepe, who's now come in and is struggling. So you can't always look at it black and white like that. I've watched the guy. He passes the eye test with me.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Like, Arsenal, or these are the sort of players who used to have Arsenal playing wicked football. The likes of Nasri. Nasri passed the eye test when he first came in. The likes of Rosicky. Little gems who who's got the ability. It's not even about their ability. It's about you motivating them to get the best out of them. Aleb. Little players like that. So for me, that's a great signing, because you have to take into consideration, Arsenal's not going to go and splash money like that. So you can't expect Arsenal to go and say, oh, you know what, Pepe is not doing it, so we're going to go sign another big signing. It's not going to happen. Okay,
let me paint the picture for you guys. After our West Ham, after our Sheffield United game, and after your Tottenham loss, it happened the same weekend, okay? And we were both feeling completely different ways. You guys were down, we were up, because yes, we just lost to Liverpool, but then in our first 3 games, we won 3, I think, and we lost only the 1. So to us, we started off the season well, and for you guys, what was it? Your first 3 games, you lost 2 and you won 1. So it was like almost polar opposites, because you played 1 less game than us at that point. And going into this week, if I would have told you, you guys would have been, you would have not lost a game after that Spurs game. Would you have believed me?
I'm not gonna lie, I would have. Not that I would have believed you, but I'm not surprised we didn't lose a game, because this is Man United. We cannot trust them, which means when we think they're gonna win, they lose, and when we think they're gonna lose, they win. We cannot trust Man United. So if you said, you know what, you're actually gonna be unbeaten for your 4 games after international break, I'd be like, oh, sounds like Man United. And if you said, oh, we're gonna lose to Crystal Palace and Spurs, well, yeah, sounds like Man United. Like, that's literally how we are, which is one of the biggest problems. There's no consistency with us. But I was fearful that this month, because of how bad that loss was, it wasn't just a normal loss to Spurs. It was a trouncing to Spurs. We could have gone either way. We could have gone all the way up or all the way down. And I think the international break came at the perfect time where we needed just a break away from everything. And I said, I think it was in, I think Flawless was in someone's stream. I think it was on them, or it could have been Danny. And I was in the comments. I said, these coaches better be working overtime during this international.
I do remember saying that.
Yeah.
I do remember you saying that.
I said they had to work in overtime. It came at the perfect time for us because things had to change. So I'm not overly surprised that we're unbeaten at this stage, but I'm very happy.
Yeah, because the only consistent thing about Manchester United is that we're inconsistent.
Exactly.
That's the only consistent thing about us. As stupid as it sounds, as much as it don't make sense, you never know what's going to get. How do you go from 6 beatings, losing to Spurs at home 6-1, to beating the Bundesliga? You get me? The team that's top of the Bundesliga 5-0 at home. Like, what would the odds would have been? If someone would have said that to you, would have been like, what? We're going to lose 6-1 to Spurs, and a couple weeks later, we're going to beat the Bundesliga, the team top of the Bundesliga. This is the manager everyone's been talking about as the next guy. We're going to beat them 5-0 convincingly. It's like, what? Yeah, man.
But that's across the board, though. That's Liverpool 7-1. It's just a weird season, and I really do think it's down to the COVID and a decent pre-season.
Yeah, that definitely adds in effect. When you see all the results you're seeing, like us 6-1, the Liverpool game, Leicester
normality in it.
Yeah, Leicester beating City. Yeah, Leicester beating City, and then Leicester lost to West Ham 4-0. Like, when they beat City 5, like you're like, what?
What was the tweet, Neeks? What was the tweet?
What tweet? Sorry,
you put the tweet out, didn't you? Was it you who put the tweet out? It was City 5.
Oh, what did I say?
City 5, United 6.
City 5, United 6, Liverpool 7, Arsenal 8th.
Yeah.
You just gotta enjoy it. Listen,
I had to listen.
Can I say something?
We got back at 6. I had to take the edge off. I had to bring everyone with me, man.
No, look at this. Though. We laughed at you. We laughed at Liverpool. We laughed at everybody. What ended up happening? We ended up losing 2 in a row. And let's be honest. You guys been in the Europa League last year. You know the Europa League group stage games. We're facing teams that we're supposed to beat with our second team easily. Some of these teams could face League 2 teams and probably lose to them. So it's like when we face them in the Europa League, it lowers our level so much that when we come back to play in the Premier League, it's almost like you don't want any of your first team players playing the Europa League because the level of competition, they can almost become lackadaisical and like not. It just lowers their level so much that when they come in the Premier League, it's almost like a shock to the system. I don't want too many of my first team players playing the Europa League group stages. It hinders their performances in the Premier League, in my appearance. Where the Champions League is the opposite. It raises your levels. Your Neeks, you're muted.
As long as you don't lose to Royal Antwerp, then yeah, play who you want.
Shots fired. Love it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Oh, man. The next thing I wanted to talk about. Let's be honest. We talk about the managers, we talk about stuff, but there's certain things that we would all say are talking points and certain things we would all say are not talking points. Now, Arsenal being one of the best defensive teams this season so far, early in the season, is that something that you, going into this game, is it a real talking point or is it something you can look over?
Definitely a talking point. That's the reason why, even though United are in form, confidence is going to be high. And obviously, of course, I want Manchester United to win. Everything is telling me this is going to be a draw. Everything in this game screams draw to me. As much I want to be so wrong about it, but everything about it just screams draw. And I felt this way before the Chelsea game, but I feel I still predicted us to win. But this one, I'm just thinking, this has got draw written all over it. I can see you being defensive like Chelsea.
Both sets of teams are going to be very cagey. I feel it will come down to what team managed to get the first goal. If it's too late in the game, I can see both teams just holding up for a draw and not going for it.
I'm not gonna lie. If we draw this game, it's gonna feel like a loss.
Of course,
it will feel like a loss.
I went into the Chelsea game expecting a draw, And getting a draw against Chelsea, I wouldn't feel that was a bad result, because Chelsea, for me, are on our level. A lot would argue prior to the season, they are they will be favourites to finish above us and challenge for the league. So for me, that was never a bad point. In the context of beating PSG, of course we wanted another win, but I couldn't be too greedy. So I'll take the draw, even if the performance wasn't great. But Arsenal, especially now after a 5-0 at home, Arsenal haven't beaten us since 2006.
Yeah, but that's what worries me.
No, I understand. I'm not saying I expect, but you say that Indiana, but that's been there since 2006. So every time, 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11,
Listen,
12,
it tells you they're due a win, and I don't like those stats.
Leicester haven't beaten us at home since 1973, mate, and they beat us last game. So records are broken.
Yeah, but you were disappointed to lose. I'm not saying Arsenal can't win. What I'm saying is, because of things such as that history, as well as the current form and the quality of the players at each manager's disposal, a draw against Arsenal, for me, is like a loss. It's not as a loss because we're not going to get bantered in the same way, but if we're talking about the table and the fixtures, a draw to Arsenal is a terrible result for us. I'm not going to lie.
I agree.
Yeah.
With this current form that we're in.
Say that again?
Especially with the current form that we're in.
Yeah, it is. It's a bad result. We have to win this game. And that's why, like Chelsea, we played the same team we started against Newcastle. It was too defensive for me. We had Luke Shaw, and I know why certain players play, but Luke Shaw played. He's a defensive left back. Then you had the two, and obviously Wan-Bissaka's a defensive right back. Then you got the two defensive midfielders in there. I understand why they played. But if you play all of those players, so your back six is very defensive. Then your front four have to be your best attacking players. And when you play Dan James and Juan Mata as a part of that four, you're not giving yourself enough to go forward and score. And you can only make 3 subs as opposed to in the Champions League where you can make 5. So I feel in this game, we can have the solidity by playing the same diamond with Fred and Matic or Fred and McTominay, but still have enough attacking players on the pitch in Bruno, in Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood, to go out and with the intent to win from the outset. And then you can still bring on Cavani, Van der Beek. That's it, really, isn't it? Am I missing anything?
I was gonna say, Samuel, you just joined. We've been talking about a lot of talking points, but before I was gonna before we move it on, I just want you to bring it back. And Samuel, tell us, what do you think? Some of the talking points that we talked about. Oh, Flawless, you weren't here also. So I want to ask you too, what is your most memorable Arsenal versus Manchester United games in the past?
Pick one. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the era where that was the that was the rivalry. You get what I'm saying? I'm old enough to remember In the Tunnel. I'm old enough to remember John O'Shea chipping. Was it Almunia?
That's what I meant. That's what I mentioned. I mentioned that the 4-2 John O'Shea chipping.
Yeah, in the black kit, like Cristiano Ronaldo shushing man and that. Like you can't just beat that. You get what I'm saying?
Hybrid.
Look at the way I'm talking about it. This was like 2004. 5, 6. This is talking 15 years ago and that, and I still was talking about it like it was yesterday. Like this is just so great. The whole I'll see you right there. Of course, guys. Of course, the Giggs one as well in the semi-final as well. Like,
that's what Indiana said.
That one will haunt us forever.
You have to remember that. That's up there with Ollie's goal in '99, isn't it? In terms of like just memorable. Yes, the nostalgia of it.
It's slow motion. You can see him waving his shirt.
Yes, you can't.
Arsenal fans still hate it.
The faces
still screw up.
And you know what's so good about it as well is that it was Patrick Vieira that passed in the ball. That's what even makes it even better as well. And I rate Patrick Vieira very highly. I think.
Roy Keane wouldn't have done that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Jem is here because Jem is here to be moderator for the debate. There's 3 people on each side, and Jem is going to be picking the debate topics as we go on, and he's going to be picking people to go up against each other. So whenever you see an argument, you just say, "Yo, chill. You two go at it." All right, and cool. You got this, Jem. But yeah, the first topic that I was going to go.
Wait, what's Samuel's? What's Samuel's most iconic moment? How old are you, Samuel? 12?
I was born 2004, so I'm 16. So
don't lie, you're 12, mate.
So you've never seen Arsenal win a league? Oh my god!
You know what? The only thing I could see is was the 3-0 in 2015 in the first 20 minutes. And that was the first time I ever saw Neeks' video. It was 5 years ago, where the doom and gloom on his face after the match.
Where was that? At Emirates?
Emirates, yeah. Do you remember 2015 where Sanchez?
Yeah, I remember.
Sanchez, and then Mr. Sanchez won the goal, and then that goal sold Man United 4 streams about him. But you know what? Arsenal were just shit in my time, and United every time when United came to the Emirates, they always beat us. In the early 2010s, United, when we played them, it was a guaranteed 6 points for Man United. Every season, Man United played us.
Did you guys see this?
Just fell off his chair, did he?
Let me look back.
Oh man.
I didn't see it.
So I have a point here, and I think some of you guys might back me on it as Arsenal fans. I'm saying Willian last year at Chelsea performed better and had more games played than a Greenwood. I get why people say Greenwood over Willian in the combined 11, but I feel like this is not a thing where you just say, "Hey, Willian, shit, get him out the team." It's Greenwood. I think there is a debate here. There is an actual debate here.
I don't think there is any debate.
There's no debate.
I'm sorry, Egal. Again, I just can't agree with this. I'm going to call it deluded because I don't even know what this is, mate. But
sorry.
I'm going to
be
be honest. Mason Greenwood is, based on form, he is the better, and he is the better player. Full stop. There's no comparison between him and Willian whatsoever, bruv. Willian's a good player, and he has been, and he's shown that over the course of the years. But you can't put him in front of Greenwood because he doesn't give you goals. He does not give you goals.
Chill. Allow it.
Where is he?
Comes.
Yeah,
so he doesn't give you goals, bro. So I would say Mason Greenwood all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Okay, let's talk about this then. Harry Maguire. Is Harry Maguire in a combined 11? Would Harry Maguire be the best centre back? Because in my opinion, Gabriel is way better than him.
Yeah, but they play together.
Too early. It's still too early, but I would say even David Luiz, arguably.
No.
All right, that's a bit. All right, the last one's a bit much. The first one maybe with Egal, but David Luiz better than Maguire.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even a big Maguire.
Where would
fan,
David
but
Luiz
that's a bit
play?
much.
Yeah, I'm not even a Maguire fan like that, but come on.
Did you just say? Did you just say David Luiz is better?
Where
than
would he
Maguire?
play, Egal?
If you're playing David Luiz or Maguire, you're not playing them together. You're playing them
Are we
with
playing a
Gabriel.
back 4 though, or back
Yeah,
3
you're
or 4?
playing a back
Where would
four.
David Luiz play?
No, we can't play David Luiz in a back 4. He's the clown in the back 4.
They both make
Samuel.
mistakes.
Yeah,
Listen.
they're both better in back threes. But is this a combined 11, Egal? Is that what this is?
No.
Is it a combined 11?
We're just talking about points here. If we did a
fine
real
question.
combined 11,
Okay.
a real combined 11, which we already did on Neek's channel, go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Neek
Yes, go
Sports,
check
you
it
already
out.
know.
People.
And yo, Flawless, you got yours.
Yeah, man, Sarcasm City, don't know. Go check that out. Bare shows on there and that.
Tell them. But yeah.
Bare shows. There's enough shows on there.
Bare
Go check it
shows.
out. Bare shows on there.
Bare
Okay.
shows on it, bro.
I mean,
Bare shows on there.
On a serious note, how many of you guys have seen Arsenal beat Manchester United at Old Trafford in your lifetime?
Handful.
no, that's the FA Cup.
Yeah,
Handful.
okay. Either FA Cup, that's it.
What, Samuel?
Nah.
You weren't, how old were you when?
I was 6. I was 2 at that time.
Oh
Too
shit!
many
You
times,
didn't,
man.
you didn't see it then, Samuel, did you? You was 2.
No, I only saw the
You know
FA
what
Cup.
football was.
You saw the
I
FA
saw
Cup
the FA Cup one.
when Danny Welbeck.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
So-
I saw.
I remember Mark Overmars scoring in '98 and that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that guy
Still
was
haunts
a
me.
level.
You see,
Still haunts
they
me
saw
in
Mark
that.
Overmars. They saw Mark Overmars. I saw Danny Welbeck.
You know which one really kills me more than the Overmars? It's the Will
Will
Tour.
Todd.
It's the
Oh,
Will Tour
yes.
one.
It's the Will Todd one.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
The Will
Okay.
Todd.
Now this is the moment where either you put respect on this guy because I feel like he gets disrespected by some fans, and I rate him. Rashford.
It's not Xhaka, is it?
I rate Rashford. But why is it
I was gonna say.
Manchester United fans diss him?
Okay, let's first and foremost, the majority of Man United fans don't diss Rashford. 100%. If you go to the grounds, they're all singing Rashford. The majority of Man United fans on Twitter love Marcus Rashford, but there is a group of Man United fans. Not that they hate Marcus Rashford, it's that they love Martial so much that to prop up Martial, they feel they need to put down Marcus Rashford, which you don't need to do. I say this.
Sorry, you know the Love United hate Glazers? Are they part of that group you classify as Rashford haters?
You know what? I mute anyone that has that in their profile because no, I do because a lot of negativity from their tweets. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what their stand when it comes to Rashford or Martial. It's what I do. So it is what it is. Unless anyway. But so that's what. And what it is when Mourinho came, it was a case of Martial or Rashford. So fans then became divided about who do I want to see in the team, who should I support, Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial. Now for me, I'm like, well, I love both of them, and they're both our players, so I want both of them to do well. So when Martial, like I've got in my Nick Sports group chat, Javern, the Chelsea fan, he's always he loves Marcus Rashford. Even though he's a Chelsea fan, and he does not rate Anthony Martial, and he always pits them together. And every time Rashford scores, he's like, Martial will never do that. And I just reply, I'm like, well, they're both my players, so I don't care. Like, that's the way I'm like, I don't care who does it as long as you do it. And they're both quality players. Rashford's got his abilities, Martial's got his abilities, and they complement each other so well.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think so. It's not a case of one or the other. They are both at their best when they're playing with each other. So it's both.
Yeah. Can I ask a question though? Who's further along in their career in terms of achievements?
Rashford.
Do you mean like ability?
Like
and what they've done. And what they've done. Yeah.
I'd say Rashford because if you look at how he came into, because he obviously came into Man United young. Mm-hmm. At that same age, Martial was playing in Ligue 1 with Monaco. Rashford has scored in a lot more bigger games than Martial has. And part of that is to do with personnel. That's people like, what's his name? What's his name? Zlatan was brought in, took Martial's spot. Lukaku was brought in, took Martial's spot. The only person Rashford's had to compete with for his spot is Martial at the times when Lukaku and Zlatan were there. So Rashford's had a bit more of a free reign to kind of just play in the Man United team, whereas Martial, until last year, is always fighting for his place. Always.
He got disrespected losing his
The thing is with Martial, right? If he had a higher work rate in terms of chasing the ball down and winning back, you would have seen more games from him on the left. Because for me, Martial is the best player at running at players. Right. Like, you want him to run at players. Like that guy is dangerous. I watched the clip of him earlier. I think from season before last, coming off the left. Yeah, just wow. Like, his footwork is just amazing. I do question him on his decision making in the box sometimes. I do, and for me, that's why Rashford's further along. I think Martial's still got room to grow, and I think he will. Like, we have seen a massive improvement with him this season. Like, the way he holds up the ball now, and some of his movement now is completely different to the previous season. So I think he will still improve, and I think he's got a higher ceiling than Rashford.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But Rashford right now is a lot further along.
A lot. I would say he's a lot. Along.
This is what I'm saying. It's to me, it's close, and with these two, it's preference. It is, if you prefer the more pace, power, electric, direct, you're gonna go Rashford. If you prefer the more technical baller and the sweet science of football kind of thing, you're gonna go with Martial. I prefer the latter, so that's why I prefer Martial. But I don't diss Rashford because he's not my cup of tea. I just prefer the technical ballers, like some of the stuff you see when the ball goes into Martial and it just glues, it just sticks.
Yeah, it does.
That is a ridiculously underrated skill. So when I see, I'm not saying Rashford can't do that. I'm just saying Martial's better at doing that, and that's my preference. Like, the goal Martial scored, I think, was it a top corner one again after lockdown? It might have been against Bournemouth or something, where he whipped it top bins. It just looks so elegant. You know what I'm saying? It just across the just whipped it, and I'm like, that's what I prefer. So to me, it's a preference thing with what you like.
Do you see them both more as a left winger than a striker, though? Because for me, I don't see them as a striker.
I see them in partnerships. I see them as two up top in partnerships.
That's the thing. I think their best position for me, both of them, is in a two-man strike force. But if you're going to play one up front, Martial's much better than Rashford at doing that.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
If I think
so, hold up play.
I think both of them are probably best coming off the left. But not best, sorry. I think they're both better coming off the left than they are as a single man up front. Because
Yeah,
when
agree.
Martial plays in that role, even though he's he's learning it, but he's good at it. There's things that's lacking from this game because he's not natural number
That's
9.
number 9.
He doesn't make that run to the near post.
Near post.
Like Greenwood makes that run to the near post.
Yeah.
He doesn't score many headed goals. I understand we don't cross the ball as much, but if your heading's that good, you probably see more crosses going in. So there's certain things that he doesn't do as a number 9 that you might want. But in a 2-man partnership, I think those two would be brilliant. So, we didn't get Jadon Sancho, but now we might see in this diamond formation with 2 people up front, we might see the best season of these two. And we just had it. We just had their best season last year. We might even see a better one. I think they just need someone close to them.
But Neeks, my question to that is, what happens to Mason Greenwood when you start playing 2 strikers up front?
He can play. He played in the 2. He played in the 2.
Yeah, but
in the Leipzig game.
So would your 2 always be Greenwood and Martial, or Greenwood? So where would Rashford be? So what would be your main 2 out of the 3?
In the 2 will be Martial and Rashford first choice.
Okay, and then
with Greenwood and Cavani on the bench,
that's
and obviously rotation.
Yeah, okay.
That's backups, but like Neek said there, there's 4 players for 2 positions, and injuries will happen, lots of suspensions will happen, loss of form will happen. United, the fixture list is crazy. I think United play 1 every 3-4 games, so there's going to be rotation. And I love the 4 we had.
Did you notice that he went to 2 up top after we found out that we couldn't have 5 subs? Did you notice that?
Yeah, but if I was Mason Greenwood, I'd be a little bit peeved, only purely because last season I started in a formation where I was playing with.
He's going to play lots of games.
But no, he will. But I'm saying he will do. But you guys are saying he's going to play from playing off the bench. That's a different thing. He isn't starting now, is he?
Here's the thing, Jam. I think he will start. On Sunday. He started against Leipzig. He's the one in form. You get me? Alongside Rashford, he's going to play. Guarantee he'll play a lot of games.
That's the thing, because I think. Put like this: if everyone's fit and it's just a one-off game, for me, Greenwood's on the bench, Rashford and Martial up front. But if you're playing a game, 2 games a week, then for me on the Sunday, Sunday Arsenal will play Rashford and Greenwood because Martial's out. On the Wednesday or the Tuesday, whenever we're playing Istanbul, Greenwood can play with either one of them two, probably Martial because he's just coming back. So Greenwood and Martial, and then the week after. You might go to Martial and Rashford. And then, so it's always big games that we're playing anyway. It's not like, you're just being in the Europa League or in the AFL Cup. I just think they're all going to get games. And with the heavy schedule, even if everyone's fit, you can't just play the same team game after game.
Yo, it's a quick one, Neeks. Is it Champions League again next week?
Yeah.
Mazo, I didn't even know.
It's Champions League.
Them in.
Straight, literally, straight through. No break.
Right? It's non-stop.
It's packed, yo. I didn't know. I was planning on playing football on that Wednesday, Maz. I'm gonna have to cancel that. I didn't know.
For a second, I thought you were rubbing it in. I'm like, nah, he's not rubbing it in.
Egal.
Really asking the question.
I legit didn't know. Yeah.
No, it's Wednesday away.
Yeah, that's a Mazo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel that.
So then it's Wednesday, then Saturday against Everton, and then we got the international break.
I've got a question for you, mate, because obviously I've come in halfway, so I don't know if you guys have spoken about it or not, but in terms of Arsenal going to Old Trafford, obviously you ain't got a great record there, as we all know. How do Arsenal get a result against Man United if they can? How can they not get a result? How can they win? How can they go there and win?
For me, it all depends on what formation Oli goes with. If he goes with the 3 at the back, I feel Arteta needs to tell the wingers to tuck in more of like a 3 and occupy the 3 centre backs.
So you're relying on Oli to pick a formation for you to win. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, but basically, because I don't feel he will go.
That's
into
a new one.
Game.
Yeah.
I don't feel he will go into this game with the diamond.
Right.
I think the way that he's going to expect Arsenal to set up as a 3 at the back will counter what he's thinking for that game. I feel if he goes with the 3, then it comes down to either each forward, their forward versus our defense, and our forward versus their defense. I don't think it's a game that's going to be won in midfield.
I'm not sure if he's going to set up. I'm not sure if he's going to set up like that. Indiana, go ahead.
I think Bruno plays. I think Bruno was rested purposely to occupy Partey. I think that's what's happened. I think Bruno definitely plays. to occupy Partey tomorrow and pick up those spaces. Allow Pogba to get forward, a bit more freedom. We might even see Van der Beek come in. I expect Cavani to play, especially if you play a 3, because I can see Arsenal sitting deep.
We're gonna
I
sit
see
deep.
you sit. I see
Without
you
a doubt.
sitting really deep. But Martial,
You,
although he's got the quick touches, he's not that instinctive finisher. He's not for those balls over. He's not getting across the post like Cavani. I'd like to see him get a bit of
He's
game
banned
time.
though, isn't he?
I
Martial?
know Martial's banned, but I'm just saying, like, if for instance, maybe Greenwood can do it. I haven't seen enough of Greenwood hitting posts yet, but
You know what? I saw
Rashford and
the picture for you.
Martial are not really the cut across the post type strikers.
you know that chance, I think it was like 10 minutes in
Yeah.
against Leipzig, that Martial fluffed his lines.
Yeah.
There was a person who replied to me on Twitter, and I think he got it spot on, because there was the United Arena, they do a lot of analysis on games, and he was suggesting that Martial was trying to pass the Pogba at the back post. I don't think that was the case, because there was like 4 Leipzig players to bypass when they got there. So if you're going to do that, it would have been a lot pass. But what someone said, he goes, no, what I think it was, Martial kind of passed it back where he would have been as a striker.
Yeah.
Whereas Greenwood as a natural number 9 is making the run to the near post, and the ball ends up behind him. So Martial wasn't thinking like, where does the striker want it? He's more thinking, where would I want it if I was in that position? Greenwood didn't hold his run. He went to the near post like a true number 9 does. So yeah, I think Martial's learning that position, that role as a true number 9. He may never be it, because a lot of that comes
it's a
with
natural
instinct.
thing. Needs.
Yeah, it's a natural thing. But everyone don't have to be the same. And if you got, because Cavani and Greenwood are natural 9s, Rashford and Martial are more inside forwards in that respect. So they support the 4 strikers we got. I think complement each other very, very well.
Yeah,
Can I touch on what India?
I want to say one thing. I feel like Jem was asking us specifically how Arsenal can game plan and what they would game plan for. I feel like the thing you have to do is you have to try to occupy that space behind Luke Shaw. When Luke Shaw comes forward, we have to have the bravery to have Willian in that pocket of space between Maguire and Luke Shaw, and occupy Maguire and make him come out wide. So you have the spaces for either a striker filling that gap for a pass, and now you're going to have everyone shifting over, or you're going to have to try to have players running at Harry Maguire at speed. Because if he is in a situation where he's one-on-one and the player's running at him at speed, we've seen that the player can bypass him if it's on a one-on-one.
So who needs to play up front then to do that? Because for me, it's got to be Aubameyang. Yeah, it's got to be Aubameyang. But I've got a feeling he's going to play Lacazette again. I just don't understand it.
But when you think about what Indiana said, he said the diamond. If you're saying Pogba comes into that diamond, yeah, and Arsenal does go for the 3 at the back, that's a lot of work, because whoever's playing either the left or the right have to pick up those wing backs. And I don't see Pogba doing that. That's where Pogba struggles, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is that true, Man United fans? What do you think?
No, he does. Listen, I've said it many times, and the thing is with Pogba, he's a luxury player in terms of he's the player you set your team up around, right? If you get the right players around him, hard-working ball winners, that guy can fly. He is like the best midfielder in the world. When you're asking him to do his defensive duties, you take so much away from him. Like so much away from him.
And that's the thing. And you do, and that's on the manager, because I'm not saying I don't want my players to be working hard, but I don't want my best attacking midfielder defending. I don't want you in defensive. Why are you so deep? To me, you should be playing higher up the pitch.
I agree.
We've seen what he did.
I'll tell you why.
We've seen what he did against Leipzig. Yeah, go on.
I can tell you why. Because we don't have a good enough CDM. If you have a Kante in there, you see a different Pogba. But it's a case of, do you play Pogba or don't you?
No, the thing is, to his credit though, Ollie's figured it out, because he's put 2 in there now. This is why this diamond thing, this 4-1-2-1-2, that's why it works now. Because you have McTominay and Fred, or Fred and Matic, or Matic and McTominay.
It's
you have
diamond, isn't it?
Yeah, he's figured it out. Yeah. He's figured it out.
I think against Arsenal, because you attack a lot down your left. Not that Bellerin can't attack, and not that Willian or Pepe can't. But I suspect, unless there's been a massive tactical change in the last week, most of your attacks are going to come down our right-hand side, because that's where you seem to be your strongest, with Tierney bombing forward, Saka, Aubameyang, etc. So And that's our strongest defensive side because we'll have Wan-Bissaka, we'd have Fred. If we, depend on where Rashford or Greenwood would be, they might drop in there. Whereas your right-hand side is your weakest in terms of defensive, and that's our best going forward. Generally, Shaw is better than Wan-Bissaka going forward, even though he's not great. Pogba will be on the left-hand side of the diamond, and Rashford likes to operate in that left-hand channel. So I think the way our two teams are set up is actually perfect for Manchester United tactically. I think Arteta would have to do more to shift his game to get a result against us. If we just play our way and you play the way you've been playing, I think it'll be difficult for you lot to get a win.
The thing is, Nicks, I think we can all agree that Arteta is only going to play one formation tomorrow. I don't see him doing something completely different tomorrow.
Oh, he's definitely, he's definitely going the same formation.
Oh, yeah.
But he could say, like, I think what game was it where you put Aubameyang on the right-hand side?
Last game.
Was it the last game?
And
I mean, I don't know if it worked or I didn't watch the first half, but I heard you create a lot of chances. So maybe if he puts Aubameyang on the right and it forces the players to attack more down the right, then that's where Solskjaer's going to say, all right, do I move Fred over to the left-hand side of the diamond and put Pogba on the right-hand side? I think Arteta's going to have to change something for me to win this game, and then Solskjaer's going to have to react.
I agree.
I think what Arteta's going to change is he might be brave enough to, number one, put Aubameyang up top, and number two, he might go with a Willian on the right and a Pepe on the left, where Pepe can actually use his left foot to cross it in.
Can you imagine Pepe going up against Wan-Bissaka?
You know what I'll say?
Can you imagine that?
Wan-Bissaka loves players who they stay on the ball for too long. For you to get around Wan-Bissaka, you need someone who's going to be willing to pass and move. That's how you bypass Wan-Bissaka. But when you're trying to run at him, he loves that. He wants you to run at him.
Yeah.
That's what Sterling messes up, isn't it? That's what Sterling messes up.
I think that's where you should play Saka anyway, to be honest. Yeah. That's where I
Saka
think Saka. For me, Saka's is. I think what Arsenal miss, what Arsenal really do miss, is a playmaker. And Mesut Ozil was that. I know because of politics, it's not going to happen. But
I agree.
I think Saka's your next biggest playmaker in that Arsenal team. So you need to get him more involved, closer to Aubameyang, throw out his gaps.
Do you think he's going to go with a 3 up top? I can't see that.
No, I can't really see that.
So
I know, man. Indiana, listen, if Arsenal do that, then it's fine for them to do that. But I don't think United should do that, mate.
No, I'm talking about Arsenal.
Should. I know. I'm just saying. I don't think they should. But realistically, if they do, it's not going to be too much of a change whether or not they play 2 or 3 up front. If they do that, then it's not like our defense could do much to stop it. Sam, you're laughing at me, bro.
No, I'm laughing at the video from last night. I'm just watching it again.
Oh, yeah, that's jokes.
Oh, man.
I'm just looking at Sonny. I'm looking at Sonny's movements.
Listen, stop it.
Shy, Egal and that. You're dancing. You're dancing.
I done that. Do you see what I said in the group? That little clip of him. I can't, mate. That killed me.
Have you seen when Sonny starts doing this? When during the shoot, Sonny starts doing this for some reason.
Oh, mate, you made my day, I swear. No, you're funny,
guys.
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, honestly, it's another story for another day. I might do a reaction to it one day.
How's your missus there, man? Be care about the missus.
Oh, she just came home, by the way. But yeah, I was gonna say, guys, I have the Arsenal squad up, and I have the Manchester United squad up. First, we know what the Arsenal squad is how they're gonna line up. Are you guys gonna do the diamond at Manchester United, or are you guys gonna play a 3-4-3?
Well,
you
have to go with the diamonds. Sorry,
but flawless. I think you're going to play like you did against Chelsea. I do think you're going to do that.
That's the problem. That's the problem. The thing is, Oli gets his like I said, Jem. You heard me a few minutes ago on Steven's channel. I said yes, we get all the tactics and the formations right in the tournaments, but can we do it in the Prem? That's the speculation. Are we going to do it tomorrow? We probably won't, but it's a mismatch. This is Arsenal. Ollie's probably like, oh yeah, but they're in the interview. It's going to be like, oh yeah, but they're a good team. We need to dash out the best formation we can. And I think in his head, the diamond is not the best. In his head, it probably isn't. But
I think he sees it as three formations.
Yeah, it is. But after winning 5-0, you really can't change.
Yeah, but
you got to stick to that.
Lads,
one second. And on top of that, it's more than that because he started the diamond against Leipzig and won convincingly. But remember, when we won against PSG, it was when he changed to the diamond and we took control of the game. Telles came off, Pogba came on, we went to a back four, and the game changed. We took control of the game, even though we were deserving before that. So there's been two evidence against good teams. I know they're not going to play in the same way as Arsenal will, but good teams that the diamond is best suited. Whereas when we've won in the 4-2-3-1 this season, the Newcastle game, that came after we made changes. The Chelsea one, we played 4-2-3-1, we drew. 4-2-3-1 against Spurs, we lost. 4-2-3-1 against Palace, we lost. 4-2-3-1 against Brighton, they hit the crossbar or the woodwork 5 times.
Neeks.
So there's no evidence that 4-2-3-1 works for us.
Neeks, do not be surprised. All I'm saying is do not be surprised if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pulls out a completely new formation with a double pivot and one defender.
I hear you. I can't believe that he will be so naive or scared.
That's what I'm saying. You see the changes we made. You look at the changes we made, yeah? When we got knocked out of the Europa League, yeah, that was a good formation that we played, and he completely fucked it up the next game. Listen, when I say, oh yeah, but Ole has a mindset to change things, people read me wrong saying that, oh yeah, I want to change. No, I would much rather play the diamond, but it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He likes to change things and likes to work with new methods. It's his thing.
He's the new tinker man.
Yo, here's the thing, yeah. Like Jem, you said it there. Like I don't think any Manchester United fan would be surprised if the game comes and it's 4-2-3-1. I think we'd all be disappointed, but we wouldn't be surprised. I'm just praying it's not that. I am praying it's not 4-2.
But if it is that,
you better pray, mate.
What's the vote? 1 second. What's the vote? So if you guys had to each pick one lineup, what's the vote?
There's no vote. There's no vote.
The diamond.
It's the diamond. All diamond.
Nah, the 4-1-2-1-2. That's what I'd go with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would go with. But he's just gonna go with a basic formation because it's Ole. Has to change things up.
You know, the thing is, if we go with a 4-2-3-1, which I don't want to see, as long as it's not Dan James and Mata, I'm still confident we can get a win. That's the thing. Because if he said, all right, 4-2-3-1, let's say Rashford on the left, Greenwood through the middle, Pog, Bruno, and Van der Beek on the right, I'll be like, why are you playing that formation with those players? But we still got good players on the pitch.
That's true.
We still have good players, but if I'm Marcus Rashford and I've just come on and scored a hat-trick in 20 minutes, playing centrally, play him centrally, that would baffle my mind as a player.
One thing that
I don't think that's happening.
One thing that I'm concerned about is Edison Cavani because he's a physical player, and you know when Arsenal go against physical strikers, you know the only one result is we get battered. You know you had it with your
You might got Gabriel.
David Luiz. You got David Luiz.
Mustafi's playing. I heard that Mustafi's playing. If Mustafi's playing, then I'm just gonna be concerned the whole game.
You got Mustafi, bruv. Don't worry. You're
Mustafi and David.
Okay, so Matic is the holding.
Oh yeah, he's the holding. Yeah, he's the holding. Lads. I would not play Fred in the holding position. I would never play Fred in the holding position. I would push him higher up because he's good. He's proven he can't be the DM. So why not play him essentially
box to box?
When McTominay came on against Leipzig, who went into the CDM?
Matic, wasn't it?
No, because McTominay came on for Matic. Who went to the CDM?
It was McTominay, if I'm correct, was it not?
I'm not sure. I remember when it was
Fred moved.
Because Fred was pressing high up the pitch. Because I remember
exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah, it would be McTominay.
Sometimes you know what, Nick? He might have been playing in that position, but Fred is a unique player. He likes to break the rules.
No, I agree. He's not a CDM because he doesn't shield the defense. He likes to engage. He likes to push forward. And the
CDM, and the thing is, that's what you want because then you have someone behind him to then do the shielding. So whether that's McTominay or whether that's Matic, I'm happy with that. If I see that same system and it's McTominay in for Matic, obviously Bruno will come in for Donny and Rashford will come in for Martial because Martial suspended. I'm happy with that team. That's the team I want to see.
Do you know? You know what, lads? Go on, Indiana. Go on, mate.
Sorry, I'd be happier with Bruno in the 8, like a bit deeper, and Donny in. Bruno is.
Wait.
Can I stop you guys? I finally constructed the team from what you guys have been telling me, and I think I've figured it out. But here, you tell me what you think.
I bet it's not.
It's just Arsenal 1 to 11.
No, it's probably
No.
Okay.
Right.
So from what you guys have told me, this is what I've constructed.
Yes.
So would Fred be on the left?
No. That's not.
Fred would be on the right. Fred is Fred right.
That's right. But you see where Pogba and Fred are, make them more central. It's not that wide.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Manchester United fans. Manchester United fans, you're happy with that then, yeah? But just more centrally.
Well,
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I think the natural position. I'll put Rashford on the left hand side, but it doesn't matter. Naturally, that's how it was set up initially. But Pogba is going to end up. You're going to see his average heat position. He'll be more left mid than central mid. That's how he tends to play.
He'll be more here.
That's how he'll end up. But I think he's set up in a natural diamond formation.
Shaw's going to end up more here.
Look at our formation. And the players that you've got playing in it. Listen, as long as Arteta put El Neni and Partey together, then I can't complain.
About what?
But who's going to be having the Partey though, bro?
As long as he plays El Neni and Partey,
Yeah.
I'm going into this game confident.
I'm just saying, like, it's 2020.
Explain that.
Really? No, you got to explain that, yeah.
Reason being is, if El Neni can do a job on Pogba and shut off him playing it in the final third to Bruno, I think we cut off the supply to your strikers.
Yeah.
Then if we can nick it and hit you lot on the counter, I know Pogba is not chasing back. I know he's not chasing back. And then it's going to be all about precision of your passing and making the right decision at the right time. But I do think we will get chances because you're going to be two or three men short if we hit you on the counter.
This is why I play Bruno in the 10.
Let me show you guys the Arsenal.
But Indiana, who are you saying to drop for Van? Who are you saying to drop? Pogba.
No, I'm saying either drop Fred.
Wow.
Or drop Pogba. No. And the reason, let me explain this.
I agree with you.
Before everyone goes, wow, let me explain this. Right? What happens is with Donny van de Beek, and the reason, it's not the entire reason because Fred was outstanding, but if you watch the game back against Leipzig, right, Donny van de Beek's movement was outstanding. For me, he was the best player on the pitch. The way he covered the passing lanes, got into the spaces, always showed for the balls, quick touches, knocking it inside was outstanding. Donny van de Beek, against a team with a low block, his movement into the defence and around the box is completely different, another level to what Bruno's is, which is why I would play Bruno deeper. I would play Bruno a lot deeper. I see Arsenal defending really deep, and I'd like to see Cavani and Van de Beek making those ghosting runs into the box. Their movement is so much better.
Indiana, can I just say something quickly about that?
I will make the changes to your lineup, but what changes are you doing? Are you just dropping one guy out?
No, he's trying to capitalize. So Bruno's deeper.
What's he saying? Play Bruno with Freddy's and then play. Right, can I just say something about that? Two
I don't think Matic will play.
When you played like that against Chelsea and you pushed Bruno on the wing in that position, which you did, he was non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As soon as he done that change, I didn't see Bruno.
So that's a fair point.
Is that the formation you played against Chelsea, though, or was it three at the back?
No,
you're bringing Cavani.
We played 4-2-3-1.
Okay.
So 1 second. So all you're doing is you're taking Matic out and you're bringing in Cavani.
What?
Is that what
No. I think in this game, because I see Aubameyang playing through the middle. I can't see Arteta saying, do you know what, Uber? You play up against Wan-Bissaka because he's shit in a tackle. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's going to play him through the middle.
Anyone who gets
Harry Maguire and Lindelof.
But how you counter that? See, this right here,
by playing
this format,
deeper.
If you play this here, that for me, that's too attacking.
2
Of
attacking.
course it is. Of course it is. You have
What, from
Pogba, Donny, and
Yeah.
Bruno.
That's too
You
Yeah,
ain't
that's
getting
way
this
too.
that. You
That's,
won't get
yeah,
this
that's
that.
way.
And lads,
That's
one
way too
second.
attacking for our Arsenal team.
Lads, 1 second. You're letting Fred. You're putting Fred as a DM. That's too reckless. You're just.
Someone's got to have
Fred's
the legs in there, though.
Yeah,
but listen,
Fred's,
yeah, no,
like,
no.
honestly, mate.
Yeah.
One second, lads. Fred, listen. Yes, Fred is consistent and he likes to do his thing and he likes to do what he's told, but it's going to take his toll at the end of the day. Look at the height of the guy. Literally, they're going to just press high balls over him. It's too much for him to handle as well. Yes, he has the legs. Yes, he has the legs.
1 second. Flawless. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, you see this team here, if United were playing a lesser side, I don't mind that. If
Yeah,
we're playing
I
a
agree.
lesser side and we dominating the ball and having 70% of the ball, Fred as a lone DM is fine because they have to worry about us. Look at that attack. Look at that front five.
attacking.
That is ridiculous. You
It's
get what I'm
got to
saying?
be
But against Arsenal, that's too attacking. Arsenal have too much going the other way. That's why I wouldn't play Donny. I wouldn't play Donny in there. I'd put Bruno in there and have Fred. Have McTominay or Matty. I'd have McTominay in there actually with Fred. That's the two I would go with.
Yeah. If Indiana wants Bruno and Donny to start in those positions, then you have to drop Pogba for either McTominay or Matic.
Yes,
you have to have.
Of course you do.
No, Egal,
I
leave
don't
Van
think
der Beek
Matic
there.
plays. You know, I don't think
Well, it
Matic
doesn't
is going to
matter.
play.
Matic, McTominay, I don't really care, but you have to have two defensive midfielders in that diamond.
Yes, you do. Yes.
So is it Matic for Pogba?
Yeah.
Bring in McTominay for Pogba. Just for
No. I'm saying, yo, Donny's on the bench, but that's just me.
That's me as well. I agree. I'm the same with you, but I'm saying by Indiana's one of having Bruno and Donny, then it's Pogba that has to be dropped.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm going Bruno and Pogba.
I understand.
This is pretty much the same side where we have struggled to break down the low block.
I understand Indiana's reasoning, but why are you lot so caught up on Van der Beek being a bench player?
Well, no, but it's not about court.
I'm not part of that.
Yeah, it's not being caught up. It's squad depth. That's all it is.
I get that.
And that's not a disrespect to Donny, but the thing is, if you ask me who's the best two out of those three, Donny's the worst one. That's not no disrespect to Donny.
But not
it's just I
against
rate
the low
those
block.
two that highly. I don't know because we've not seen this yet. No. We've not seen this team against a low block yet, so we don't know that.
Can I say something? This is why I feel like Scott McTominay and Fred works more than Matic, because Scott McTominay will be helping out in the situation where Maguire and Shaw can be attacked. Let's be honest. But if you have Fred and Scott McTominay playing instead of a Fred and Matic, defensively it benefits you guys against us.
That's why I said I see the same team that played against Chelsea playing same formation. I'm telling you, not the same players.
No, but then that was a 4-2-3-1 with Dan James and Mata. So you'd have to
exactly. So the quality
the
quality was decreased in that game. Now it can increase if we play with this system. We can get a good result.
I agree. Listen, since Bruno came in January, we have won 65% of our games.
Yes.
So the idea that team has struggled to break down low blocks since like the Bruno we struggled to break down low blocks without Donny is not correct. After lockdown, when everyone was like, it's only because you played Sheffield and Brighton and Aston Villa and Bournemouth, those were low blocks. Those were low blocks which you were breaking down.
Absolutely.
So
let me rephrase it then, Nick. I think we have more of an advantage with Donny van der Beek playing higher up the pitch with
shrink this
than we do with Bruno in that role. and if that happens, I'd like to see Bruno play deeper. I think he has to play for me.
It's not a bad show. Indiana. It's not a bad show.
One thing I have to say about McTominay and Matic is they bring a set piece threat. And as you know, Arsenal are not a good side from defending set pieces, because the majority of our goals since lockdown after lockdown has been from set pieces. So McTominay and Matic coming in from corners do worry me, because United are a tall side. You got your Lindelof, Maguire, and then you got Pogba who can, head a ball in from a set piece. So I think United are one of the tallest sides in the Premier League.
No, so this is why. You know why though? Because Mourinho likes a basketball team on the pitch.
That's
a lot of these guys.
We've actually been quite strong at set pieces, Gabriel, there, because he dominates a lot of aerial balls coming in.
You know, one thing we haven't actually mentioned, and for me, I think it's very important. Arsenal are going to sit back. Arsenal are going to try and hit us in the counter attack.
Yes.
Axel
Yeah.
Twanzebe should be playing next to Maguire.
Of course
Because
he
if,
should.
because if we're gonna
Valid
push up high and put our foot on the ball and control, well, the line's gonna have to be on halfway line just
Where is he gonna
behind
play though?
instead of Lindelof. He has to play.
But Meeks, what I've heard from Man United fans is Twanzebe can't play back-to-back games due to his
but
injury.
he hasn't played. He hasn't played since PSG. He came off the bench against Leipzig for 10 minutes. I didn't want him to start against Leipzig because I wanted him to start against Arsenal because of the Aubameyang threat. In the Man City Arsenal game, Pep Guardiola put Kyle Walker as your the right centre back with Cancelo as the right back to cover the runs of Aubameyang outside to in. Now, whether Arteta goes with Aubameyang on the left or through the middle, Twanzebe and Wan-Bissaka, whichever one he does, will have him on lock like they had Mbappe and Neymar. With a high line with Maguire and Lindelof, it can be problems. And if you do that, then you definitely have to play Matic. You definitely have to play McTominay because Maguire, Lindelof, and Matic in a high line is trouble.
Okay, let's shift away from Manchester United. Let's start with the big problem area. Let's shift away from Manchester United. Where is Aubameyang going to play? Is Aubameyang going to play up top?
No doubt.
Or do you guys think Aubameyang is going to play on the left? Because right now, I put him default where I think Arteta is going to play him, which is on the left.
Yeah, I can't see him playing Lacazette after those last two games because lack of threat. That's his new name, yeah.
But he's been
given chance after chance after chance for over 4 months now, and he hasn't delivered. And
Samuel, One second, wait, Samuel. Where's my royalties for lack of threat? Where's my royalties? Give me my royalties.
Yeah, but Samuel, Lacazette could be the shittest player, but everyone gives him a chance. So that's the facts. Everyone gives him chances too.
He's been given chances and he hasn't taken them. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying yes. He's his chances have expired a long time ago. But I'm just saying they still think he can be this player, but he is never going to be.
I don't think it's that they think that. It's just that we've got no choice at the moment.
But
what I would say though is, he came out and he mentioned, yes, I do think Aubameyang could be an option through the middle. I don't think the manager goes out and say that without actually having some sort of thought about doing it. And for me, the profile of a player that Aubameyang is, which is pace and trying to knock the ball and run onto it, you'd have to be really insane to feel Aubameyang's going to impact the game out left against Wan-Bissaka. For me, if you do that, then the fans got a right to get at you. This game
I agree.
has got a right to get at you. You've got to put Aubameyang in and put him on the shoulder of Maguire.
And Saka left.
Here's the thing, Arsenal fans, though. We spoke on Rashford and Martial being better in the two. To me, Aubameyang's the same. I put him in that bracket. Surely you play
Lacazette, definitely.
With a Lacazette. You put Lacazette with Aubameyang. Don't you get the best out of both of them?
I do understand that, but I think we've tried that before and it didn't quite work. It didn't for some reason. It just didn't work because I feel like Lacazette's space was getting crowded. Lacazette is the sort of person he'll have to come and hold that area for himself. They was getting
Lacazette didn't play the Europa League game. That means he's starting tomorrow.
Sad.
Sunday.
The other reason why it don't work for Arsenal as well as Man United is because of the midfielders they've got as well. They're not on the same level in terms of playmaking and ability as Man United.
No, we're not. But also, Manchester United, the reason why they're a level ahead of us in playmaking and ability is because their midfield offers them so much more than us. We can't compare our midfields, and the midfield is where the battles are won. That's why we have to play defensive, because if we open up to Manchester United, they will split those balls and they will get those balls over the top. They'll have men running against our defenders, and when you have Mustafi and Bellerin guaranteed playing on that right hand side, and you have all your guys that can come down that left on that Manchester United team, it's a problem against Rashford, against Pogba. And
that's a massive problem. Rashford and Mustafi. That's a huge problem.
One thing that we'll see is that about Lacazette is the best two games we played last season against Man City and Chelsea in the FA Cup. Lacazette didn't even play that well. Give me one notable thing in both games that Lacazette did.
Lacazette dropped deep, and he was integral in switching the play. That's pretty much it.
It was a simple pass, man. He wasn't really involved. He wasn't exactly. So, but unless he's involved in the game, they're better off for us.
Egal. It sounds like he's become the new Firmino. Drops deep, picks the ball up, plays off, and doesn't score goals.
Nothing else.
He actually scores goals. Don't compare him to Firmino.
He scores goals.
Does he score goals?
Lacazette. Firmino
scored goals though.
Firmino is a glorified Lacazette.
No.
It's a bit disrespectful to Firmino Lacazette.
No. Don't say that.
You're gonna get Liverpool fans angry, and when Liverpool fans are angry, they're angry.
Firmino's not world class. Firmino's not this big special player. At the end of the day, he's in a great team.
Let me say something.
What's Lacazette, mate?
Hold on. Thing is, Firmino, if you play Firmino as a 10, Firmino will boss a game. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
the guy is not a striker. It's not his fault. He's 10 times the player Lacazette is.
Yep. I agree with that.
Agreed. I see monsters in the chat saying Laka what?
One thing that I will see the summer 2017 strikers has to be some of the worst I've ever seen. Because Lukaku to Man United, Morata to Chelsea, and Lacazette to Arsenal. Everyone's thinking that Arsenal won it, but at the end of the day, every team lost.
No. We won it because you've still got Lacazette.
No, you know what the deep thing is? You want to know what's deep? Manchester United signed Pogba. Liverpool signed Mane. We signed Xhaka. The same window.
Egal, how big of a flop has Xhaka been since he's been at Arsenal?
A big flop.
Since he's been at Arsenal.
The one thing I'll see, Jem. Every season since Xhaka's been in the club, we haven't finished in the top 4.
There you go.
Forget about that. Since he's come to the club, we have not seen our club not only get back into the top 4, but we have not seen our midfield go into games with confidence.
But wait a sec, when you signed Xhaka, I remember the Arsenal fans playing him up as if he was the new Paul Pogba at Arsenal.
I remember those debates.
Thank you. You remember that flawless, yeah? You remember
I legit remember those debates, man. I remember people talking about, Xhaka better than Pogba. Really? Okay.
All I was saying
I remember this.
I remember people saying Pepe better than Wilfred Zaha.
He's one of our worst ever midfielders, honestly.
Listen to the people outside my house.
I put Denilson above him.
Is that League Ghana?
And I didn't really like
that. I live underneath. I live on top of this pub area, so there's a bunch of drunk people always.
The Liverpool fans.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, I can hear him. Yeah.
No, there's an Arsenal pub literally right beside. I live in Basingstoke, and there's an Arsenal pub. We're going to get you in, guys.
Basingstoke.
I've been to Basingstoke.
Oh my god! Check this out. This is hilarious.
I can't see you go.
You can't see because you have
to make this full screen.
Turn the formation. Take the formation down.
Make it full screen, go.
Take the formation down.
Is there a fight? Take Jack off the screen.
Take your
shit midfielder.
Take your favorite player off the screen, mate.
Take the shit midfielder off.
Yeah, Xhaka. He ruins everything.
Take him out, man. I don't want to see
that cunt off the screen.
He ruins everything.
Hey, that's the best. That's the best block Xhaka's done all season.
Yeah,
I like that one, Flawless.
That was good.
How many people are catching COVID down there?
Oh my god, this has turned into the Chronicles of the Egal. Oh my god.
Yes, Egal, get gas from. Get gas from.
I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is now everyone can see inside my house.
Let's go, man. It don't matter if you know what you're doing. You're happy. Let's go, Egal.
You know what's funny? Funny. I was watching.
Just a little part of the preview, dog.
I was watching the United stand.
Take the formation down again.
Their match preview against Robbie. It was Flex, Mark Goldbridge, and Robbie. And Robbie came into it like, oh yeah, don't. He goes don't be too overconfident. It's gonna be a close game. They rattled him so much that by the end of it, it's like Arsenal's gonna win 2-1. So listen. You know what I said? And Mark Goldbridge was right. He's like, there's no point trying to be humble about it because if you lose, whichever team, you're gonna get shit anyway. They're still gonna come for you. Yeah. So you might as well just big your team up. Because whatever happens, you are going to get. You can't come out and say, you know what, I knew we were going to lose. I don't care if you knew you were going to lose. You're still locked. So you better.
Wait, one thing I'll say, when Gorbridge counts Arsenal out, good things happen. Like an FA Cup semi-final draw when he is reading Arsenal draw Man City, or Arsenal are out. Every time this guy
This
counts
is what
down
I'm
Arsenal,
saying, man.
we do
Like,
goal.
Arsenal are due a win at Old Trafford. And
Hey,
that's what worries me.
If
They
Man
are,
United-
they are.
I hate those odds.
Next season, man.
Wait,
Next
wait,
season.
we got
Listen, I go to a
shift there.
casino, I play red or black, right? And I see which has come up the most, and then I'm going on the other one. Do you know what I
TD,
mean?
what's
Like,
good, TD?
Yo, what's going on, Egal? How are you going, man?
How's it down under, man?
You know, it's Australia. It's a bit of a bumhole sometimes, but I live here.
Do you still think Leonard is one of the best?
Yes, I do. Yes.
You still think we're coming third? Are we still
What?
finishing third? Are we
Yeah.
still finishing third?
Yeah.
from
I
bottom,
like
yeah?
this guy. I like this guy.
Third
Yeah,
from
you
bottom.
like him. just
Yeah,
like you.
you're both deluded.
You're talking third from bottom, yeah?
Third from
No,
bottom.
no, I'm talking third where it's like a Champions League spot. That's what I'm talking. I don't know which third you're talking about, but yeah.
You don't really believe that, do you?
No.
I do believe it. I wouldn't be saying if I didn't believe it.
I mean, I've heard a lot of things said by people. I don't know, innit? I have to double check because that seems a bit absurd.
We see a lot on the terrace, don't we, Neeks? You know?
Liverpool, Man City
Hey,
for me are
A
still.
lot gets said. A lot gets said. On social media is a big eye opener, yo. Social media is a massive eye opener. Some of the tweets.
Listen,
Some of the
listen,
tweets,
a lot
I'm
of
like,
people say
really?
stuff a lot of people say stuff they don't mean. But when you have the person right in front of you and you see their face and they say it, you gotta believe them.
Listen,
No, I believe him.
Thing is believing.
Liverpool and Man City, I think, are still going to be top two end of the season, regardless of the injuries. That means if Arsenal finish third, they're finishing above Chelsea, and United, Spurs, Leicester,
That means a lot of men are getting sacked.
Everton.
That means a lot of men are getting sacked.
You're right. A lot of men are getting sacked. A lot
The
of
one
men
thing
are
you can't do is call this season. Like, you just can't.
Nah, it is up in the air. It is up in the air, to be fair. Arsenal are only 4 points off the top at the moment, so, you know, they've got a little bit of
When
hope,
United
haven't
are 5.
Last week I was talking title challenge.
Nick,
I know he was.
Nick, on your point, yeah, with Liverpool and Man City finishing first and second, right? I don't think it's going to be much of a big gap between first, second, and third this year. I think we're going to be much closer considering that Van Dijk and Fabinho are out due to injury.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree as
It's
well.
going to be closer.
Yeah.
But for Arsenal to finish third, they still have to finish above the teams that are named. So, like, I had Man United fourth at the start of the season. Now, after the transfer window, I dropped us down to fifth because at that point, we didn't get who we need to get. Spurs had a very good transfer window, and they literally slapped us the day before I did my revision for the prediction. So all of that fed into it. I was like, I don't even know if we got the squad to guarantee.
Nick was still emotional.
Listen, but listen. From the moment I knew we weren't getting Jadon Sancho, I was already dropping us out of the top four. I was already doing it. But I just think I can't. Arsenal didn't get. Arteta did not get the players, all of them that he wanted. You finished 8th last year, so to jump from 8th to 4th for me is a big jump with just Thomas Partey and Gabriel. Considering that Chelsea bought all the players that they did, Everton bought the Chelsea.
No, we didn't. Don't be silly.
You know what? Yeah? You know what I would say, yeah? In hindsight,
really spoiled.
In hindsight, in hindsight, looking at the way
where's he gone? Oh, respect.
Look at the way
my internet just decided to drop out on me in the worst possible time.
Yeah, look at the way the season's going. I'm now inclined to thinking that it would have been better to get in Aouar than Partey and actually go for goals.
But it was gonna go the other way, even if we didn't get if we got Partey. If we didn't get Partey and we got Aouar.
I understand that, but I feel like this season you can get away with not being so defensive because it's all about goals.
I think you need both, mate. If you want my opinion, I think you need
No, I mean,
both.
Goals.
No, but you know what?
That was my thinking on it.
I mean, you do need both, but I don't even disagree. Even without the season how it is, Arsenal fans say that we got one of the best defenses in the league because you conceded X amount of goals. But that was all done without Partey. You were playing the three at the back without Partey. You were playing the two defensive midfielders in front of the three without Partey. What you're still lacking is the creativity. Partey will carry the ball. I get that. But as you said, Keshin, from the previous stream, is he going to make that final pass?
No.
Is he just going to shore up the defense more than it's already shored up? And if that's the case, then what benefit is he actually bringing? I'm not saying he's not, but if that's what his role is, what has he actually added to the team?
So Neeks, what I'm guessing you're saying is bring back Mesut Ozil. Is that what you're saying?
Basically,
No, that's the most ironic thing. He's the perfect fit for it, isn't he? He's the perfect fit.
You know what? If there is a player, I agree with that, Indiana. If there's
I'm in a pub.
If there's a player to get the best out of Ozil, it is definitely a Thomas Partey. I'm sold in it. High quality. Something's not right with Ozil. Something because for Arteta, if I'm stand correct, Arsenal fans will be able to tell me. Did Arteta and Ozil not play together as well in the same team?
Yeah, they did play. Yeah.
The thing is, it's not Arteta's decision. It comes from higher up. This is not
what that he's not in the squad.
It's from higher up.
These guys are outside yelling, "You're effing shit! You're effing shit!"
Realist, what did you say?
I didn't look at your
the Gunners mob attacking him. It's the Gunners mob at his yard.
No, they're outside, dog. They're outside. They want me. You guys can't see. Oh, shit.
League Gunners sent up a grade,
They're coming after me.
One thing I would say is that I'd rather see an academy kid like Smith Rowe play. Because listen, we've got no choice to wait until January for a creative player.
Oh, what quiet, Samuel? Was it past your bedtime?
What? In this game?
Are you having a laugh?
In this game, the closest thing we have to a creative midfielder. Not this game, but in like Europa League.
Where's the hit bags again, man? Come on, show them your worth, bro.
You've got to give him a chance, man. Listen,
you have got to give
I'd rather take Smith Rowe than Elneny in the midfield, or even Granit Xhaka. Yeah, I can't take Elneny credit. It's 2020, and Elneny, we've been wanting to get rid of the guy for 4 years, and he's still at the club.
No, but I don't see how bad the quality of our players are. I don't see Smith Rowe playing in a midfield three, if that's what you're talking about. If the only thing he has to play as a 10.
So what do we think? Obviously, I'm the only Chelsea fan here. You're Arsenal, Man United. What do you think of this score? What do you think the score's going to be?
Oh yeah,
I think it's going to be cagey. It's going to be either a 1-1 draw or the other team 2-1. I don't think it's going to be a big scoreline as what everyone's going off. Like I know Man United smacked Leipzig, and everyone's thinking, okay, yeah, they're going to go do the same thing. But I think both teams are going to be very cagey.
Neeks, what do you think?
I think I went 3-1 on my prediction on my channel. I think I said 3-1, but I might even just reduce it to 2-0. Either way, 2-goal margin.
Fair enough. Indiana.
I hate calling these, man. There's so many factors on this. Like the reason why I hate calling it, it's such a weird season. Like Arsenal are due a win. Like they are due a win. Like we're kind of like up and down, but I do expect us to win. I do expect us to win tomorrow. So I'm gonna say 2-1, but Arsenal's goal is more of our mistake than they're doing.
Yo, let me just stop everybody 1 second. I haven't done this for a long time. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Don't know. I don't do that often, but
Cool, bro.
Why do you tell it to the people outside your house, mate?
Oh, nah, they're drunk. They're drunk. Yo, lockdown coming soon to Basingstoke. Don't forget.
Basingstoke. Flawless. Go on,
I said it before and I'll say it again. Like I want to be wrong about this, but everything in this game screams draw to me. It just my head is telling me this is going to be a draw. So I'm going to say 1-1 because I can see it like Kesh spoke about it being a cagey affair. Similar to the Chelsea game, it's a big game and it's early. Arteta is under some form of pressure. Ollie's always only 2 or 3 bad results from being under pressure. You get what I'm saying? So they both know this as well. Neither manager wants to lose this. I hope I'm wrong and Ollie goes with the correct team, but I'm saying 1-1.
Cool.
Can I ask one question? Let me ask Flawless a question. Flawless.
Yeah, go on.
Why? I feel like sometimes you're a little you back your team all the time, but when it comes to the moment, you expect the worst. Why is that?
Sitting on the fence,
right?
As they say.
No, it's not sitting. It's not sitting on the fence. Yeah, it's not sitting on the fence. If I've given a prediction and as to say why I always back Manchester United to win, even against Chelsea, I was having these type of feelings. I was like, everyone was talking it's going to be 3-2s, 4-2s, etc. Yeah, Jem can let me tell you this, but I knew that it's early in the season. It's a big game. Managers don't want to lose these games. Imagine Manchester United lose. What social media is going to be like. Imagine if Arsenal lose.
Will Gregg's on fire.
I
dancing.
guarantee.
Oh my god, a homeless
I
guy
guarantee.
dancing.
I
Fucking hell, man,
guarantee
put
you.
him in the house, man. Jeez.
Oh my
I guarantee-
god!
Put him in.
Yeah!
What the fuck
I need
is
to make this
going on?
full screen. 1 second.
Oh my
Egal having the
god.
time of his life, yo. Let's go, Egal. Egal is
I
living his
got-
best life on the.
And
Egal
these
is
men
living
are
his
COVID,
best
bro.
life.
Egal's dancing,
Yeah, man.
And these men are spreading COVID, bro.
Yo,
COVID.
Ashley Gunner's mob for real, man.
Yeah, Egal living a hot girl summer over there. Go on, Egal.
Go
Handle
on, Egal.
business,
Get
man.
down there, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Look at
Yo,
him.
Yo, this preview's lit.
I open the window.
All right, yo, guys, I'm sorry. I took the thing hostage. But yo,
Let's
these
go
people
back to
are
the
kind
footy.
of crazy.
Yeah,
Aye,
go on,
I'm
Samuel.
sorry.
Let Samuel say what he thinks. Go on, bro. What do you think score?
If it was on previous form, then United should win this game with ease. Because if they play like they did against Leipzig and we played like we did against Leicester, I can't see nothing but United win. Because I'm really concerned on the right hand side with Mustafi and Bellerin go up against Sir Marcus on the left hand side. That really gives you nightmares. I know. Hopefully Arteta doesn't pick Mustafi. That's what I'm praying that David Luiz somehow has because David Luiz always prays to God. Maybe God can give him a favor, just play this game, help out Arsenal fans, but that's unlikely. But if going by usual United, where they're in this good form and then they come against a side that sits back, you know, they're beating the big teams and they play, let's say, an average side that sits back, they always lose a game. But if I'm going to be real, I see nothing but a 2-2 draw.
Fair enough, bro. Ads.
He's asleep.
Like I said, like Jem knows, I said, see with stream, I said, depends on the formation, the tactics. Realistically, it does, because you see, we're beating RBL 5-0. But it's just different with Ollie, because he likes to switch things up. If he does, then, you know, I feel like it's going to be a mismatch. It's going to be a really tight game either way. So I'm going to back 2-0 Man United.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Shifts. What are you saying?
My G sentiment FC. Salute for that.
I think
Sorry,
I think it's
bigger man up.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be more. I don't think it's going to be any more than a 2-goal margin. I think I think United's going to go for more of an attacking sort of 3. I think Arsenal probably playing 3 at the back, and I think more than likely, I don't see Arteta changing the system for this game at all. I think he's going to go with a concrete system, and as I said previously in one of my match reviews, I think it's going to be either 1-0 either way. I don't see having any other issues.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough.
Look at someone said in the chat, AC sounds like H. No, I don't.
Oh, by the way, and also Egal, by the way, that debate with Lee was spicy. It was very spicy, and I'm just gonna say, Neeks, honestly, you look like you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
You enjoyed the show. Listen,
the show.
Listen, I can chat at the best of times, but I just thought, let me sit back and enjoy this, man.
Kesh didn't.
I got nothing to see. No, yeah, Kesh didn't. Kesh was pissed off.
Neeks, I was so pissed I left when I did.
Listen,
I wish I'd have just stayed on.
Anyone,
Were you in left? Were you in the stream?
I was on it. Well, I was in there when I was talking for a bit, and then I cut off. My phone rang, and I got.
Yeah.
The person with the most fanboys usually gets to control the narrative, right? So what are you gonna do?
No, but the thing is, Sonny. Did you see Sonny's movements when he got muted? This guy was doing this. He was doing this. It was just too funny.
Oh no.
Egal, what's your predictions, bro?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Going into this game, with the circumstances and how we've played the last 2 games, I'm expecting the worst, but I'm hoping for a win, but I'm expecting a draw. So right now, I'm expecting it.
Say that again.
Expecting the worst, but hoping to win. But I expecting for a win.
I'm hoping to win, but I'm expecting us to draw this game 1-1.
But a draw is not the worst. A draw is not the worst. A draw is a great result for you.
I'm hoping for the worst.
To me, I always back my team to win. I always back my team to win, but I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Egal, come on, stay with your chest, boy.
Wait. Egal. If we're playing Barcelona from 2009, would he still be confident?
Egal's not confident.
Or the dream team?
Right now,
you're not confident to say it, man.
Right
You're
now,
not confident. It's okay, man.
Right now, going into this game, I have to be realistic. I'm not. I have to lower my expectations a little bit, and I'm going to expect a draw. It's sad.
What score?
Right,
What
wait,
score?
stop.
What are you saying? What score?
I'm
It's
confused.
a sad
Here.
moment. It's going to be a 1-1
Go on, Indiana. Go on, Indiana.
I'm confused here. Egal, you're expecting a draw? You're expecting to lose, or you're expecting to win? What do you expect?
I'm expecting a draw, right? I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a tight game, and it's going to end up a draw. But I want to win. I'm hoping for a win.
Egal,
but you will lose. I got you.
Egal, you actually made me want to bang my head on the wall sometimes.
Yeah,
like honestly,
you know when he does this, right? You know
I heard the best thing the other day, right? I tuned into a stream, and a gal goes, "We are going to lose every game. Or we might draw, or we could even win." What's going on?
Oh my god! I'm expecting us to draw this game, but I'm hoping that we win. That's what I was saying. Did I say loss?
Go through the motions.
At no point did I say loss. Did I?
Well, as I'm a mutual between this
mutual. I'm a
mutant.
As
I am on any side.
I'm the expert, innit?
Jem, did you say you've been muted?
Can you be muted? Listen, I feel like I'm properly showing Manchester United respect. I'm saying this is a team. If they show up, they could beat us. But I'm hoping that we're gonna somehow nick a win, and I think it's gonna be.
What is Egal trying to say?
Somehow.
Keshi's full-time interpreter.
I'm gonna say, if Man United play the Diamond, if they play the same formation as they did against Leipzig against Arsenal, I'm gonna say 3-0 to Man United. If they don't, and they
play, you say the same players as well, though, bro.
Yeah, same players.
Yeah, you say same players as well, though.
Martial can't play though, can he? So it'd have to be.
And Matic won't
Rashford,
play.
Yeah,
Matic won't.
So yeah,
and Bruno will come back in as well. Yeah. Bruno will come back in.
Bruno's coming in.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's a 4-2-3-1 formation, I reckon it would be a lot tighter. And I still think Man United will win, but I think Arsenal will score. So I think it'll be 2-1.
It's going to be close, lads. It's going to be close either way. So
listen, we need the first goal. If we get the first goal, I'm confident.
Manchester United 4-0.
Next,
if you get the first goal, Manchester United 4-0.
I was confident at Spurs. You know, I was confident at Spurs.
Can I ask you a question?
To be fair, I missed the first goal at Spurs, so I couldn't even be confident. I missed it. I turned up. I just saw in my group chat, it's like penalty. I'm like, what?
I'm messaging
my goal's already in. I'm seeing Spurs attacking for the equaliser. Sorry, go on, TD.
My older brother and my younger brother, both Spurs fans, I'm messaging them like, yeah, you don't know what's coming. And they're like, yeah, you don't know what's coming.
Did you say Bruno Fernandes when you said penalty?
Take him off screen, mate.
Bruno Fernandes. Say his name properly. Fernandes.
If we get the first goal, I think that's it, man. Johnny.
Yeah, all you Arsenal fans would be like, oh yeah, you United fans, was coming to you. Yeah, when you look, it's like 3-1, and then we'll see, innit?
Because when I feel like then you expect the likes of Rashford to start bombing up, giving more space to Aubameyang just to get the equaliser. I think it works perfectly in our hands, man. If we get the first goal,
very important.
The thing is,
but I think we win either way.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll see.
No, that was first. That'd be
I'm not gonna.
Yo, I was gonna do a preview show to Premier League, but you guys just want to run through some of the fixtures in the Premier League.
Well, I have to do a forfeit.
Do a quick one.
I have to
all-time 11.
I have to do a forfeit if we lose. Remember?
Yeah, we're gonna do the all-time 11. Yeah, we'll do that for another time. Honestly,
all-time. Arsenal United 11.
That's a whole nother hour conversation, 2 hour conversation with all these people. All-time 11. Yeah, that's a whole.
Can't do that in 10 minutes.
No, we can't do that now. That'll be going for ages, bro.
You know what?
Man. Okay, run now. 5 hour lane.
Straight home and went to bed. What the hell? Well, yeah.
What are the other games this week anyway? I don't even believe other than us. We've
got who cares?
Wolves beat Palace 2-0 today.
I can show you if you want.
Sheffield United.
Burnley's a tough game for Chelsea, you know.
Yeah,
that's no walk.
I think we've got to play close to our best to get a result.
So first thing you got Sheffield United, Man City, Chelsea versus Burnley, Liverpool versus West Ham.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Yeah, I took my Liverpool defenders out of my fantasy team.
There's no Antonio though. Antonio.
Yeah,
is it? Oh, no.
Yo, there's no.
Can I ask you a question, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just ask, how do you grow a beard like that? Honestly, I've been trying to grow up my beard for ages, honestly. And like,
it's Velcro. It's Velcro, dog. It's Velcro.
Like you have the same beard as Bruno Fernandes. I'm not even joking. Like your beard is like immaculate.
You mean Bruno Fernandes has the same beard as me? I'm a bigger man for him.
Tell him.
Facts. Let's go, Neeks.
Listen,
let's go, Neeks.
People ask me that. Let's go, chat. People ask me that, but I honestly, I'm a hairy guy. I'm a hairy guy. That's it. My hair.
That's just all love, baby, isn't it?
That's just my background. But I use shea butter. That's from it's African kind of something anyway. Shea butter.
Nick, do you use Essence of England gel?
Never heard of it.
How you have Essence of England gel? Is that how you get your beard to look so luxurious?
I use olive oil.
TD getting the whole beard tips and everything, man. He wants the whole regime, man.
Just ask Nick.
It's sounding like Sally Salon in here, man.
Ask Nick if you can chop some off here and send it to you in the post, mate. You can use it.
I need your product.
Yo, you guys are amazing, man. After yesterday's preview, this is fun. Honestly.
No, you're funny, bruv. We ain't funny. You're funny, bruv. With your
Egal,
you depressed of me yesterday?
Terrible.
Are you depressed of me yesterday?
Egal, we have one question for you though, because you haven't really cleared it up. So, what is your prediction for Sunday's game? Arsenal win, loss, or draw? This is all we want to know. This is it.
I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Wait, Egal, do I need to infect you with my positivity so you can
No,
you don't need
none of that.
You don't need that, mate.
Hopefully when we win, yeah. Hopefully if we
I'm positive, but at certain times I have to face the fact that sometimes until they prove to me that I can back them 100% every single game, I can't just be predicting every single game to be a win.
That's true. Well done. I'm starting to use this. This is starting to think.
Hopefully during the game, this will be Neeks' face tomorrow during the game.
But you know what? I did predict a draw, and then I changed my mind last minute. So you know what happens when you see the lineup? Sometimes you go mental.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. You're like the weather, as they say in England, mate. It changes very quickly. You know?
Can we talk about Harry Maguire last week? Was that not a penalty? I thought it was a penalty.
Ram one.
Egal, mate. Listen, it was a penalty. We can't change it.
Who wants to come in?
Ram wants the link again.
If Ram's coming in, I'm going. I'll see you later.
Ramdini.
Mr. Maldini.
Oh, listen to Maldini's stats the whole night.
Ram, if you want to come on, we're going to do another video later today. Maybe like around midnight if guys want to do the late night thing.
Yeah, slacking off Liverpool. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to end
Egal, what are you doing at midnight?
What?
What are you doing at midnight?
Like a preview to the rest of the games and go through a Manchester United Arsenal all-time 11.
Fair enough. Who's playing now?
He's in.
It's definitely Samuel.
Yo.
I was looking at the expressions of sorry.
Anyway, boys, I'm gonna go because my phone is actually dying.
All right, guys, and I just want to say big up to Nick. Check out Nick Sport, guys. Big up to Jem. Tell people where they can find you on Twitter.
Hakim Jemech.
And my pin tweet.
It's CFC _Jim. You know where I am.
There
See you later, boys.
All right, my guy. You're next. Tell the people where they can catch you. Tell them about your YouTube channel, everything.
Realist AC on YouTube, and Adzils on Twitter. ADZILLZ.
Bloody hell.
Done on my G. And then Jem, you're off this too?
Yeah, sweet, bro. Talk to you a bit.
All right,
safe, man.
Samuel, tell the people where they can catch you.
Samuel 4002 AFC on Twitter, mostly rants and everything. That's it. And look who's here.
Look, my guy Ram and that. Yes, Ram.
Where's
man,
Nick?
like Ram.
Nick's jumped out. He had to go.
Yeah, you have to go. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yo, bless, man. Salute. You know what I'm
If you
saying?
want to
Appreciate
do a late night thing, let me know. We're gonna do like a Manchester United Arsenal all-time 11. We're just gonna talk about it.
All right, cool.
Wait. Is there gonna be another lockdown?
This is what I'm hearing. I've
Everyone's
heard.
saying
I've not seen that
lockdown
much.
till on
Of course,
Wednesday.
there's going to be another lockdown.
So from what I've heard, I've got sources in London. From what I've heard,
He said sauces like ketchup.
historical sources. You know what I mean?
I got sources.
They are not the army. The police.
First of all, where are you?
Wait, let him speak. Let him speak.
Bruv, you're too quiet, bruv. Speak up, man.
Just let him speak.
Okay,
just let him speak. You're interrupting. Just let him speak.
The police force are planning on being out and about to check if people are staying at home, and if they have actual allowance of them being out and about. So it's going to be going back to what happened in March, April kind of days. So yeah.
Is it 1 month lockdown though? Just 1 month.
Yeah, they like in my opinion.
Yeah, Ram, you've been blessed, man. Mashallah, nice hair.
bro, it's not as good as you think, bro.
These men are already ahead of us in lockdown though.
Wait. What does this mean for sport?
Sport is going to be, because it's too much money, sports is going to be as normal. It's going to be the same thing. They're just going to be putting money into it, but doing tests for all the players and all that nonsense. So sport is going to go ahead, but like people, they want people to stay at home. That's what I'm hearing.
Ram, how's your lockdown going in Wales? Because I heard that one's tight.
Yeah, they're let's just say the Wales First Minister, his head is not far up his ass compared to Boris Johnson. Yeah, is mad, bro. Like I was planning on leaving earlier, but I couldn't because I didn't have a sufficient excuse to leave. So
sneak out in it.
Man, Boris Johnson, man, I'm telling you.
Should I tell you what my friends told me to do? They said to build a raft and sail all the way to Bristol and then go ahead to London.
Yeah, man, I'll pick you up. That's where I'm at. I'll pick you up.
Straight up.
Listen, I'll pull the car up right next to the border. It's Wales, and there'd be a field somewhere. And then just jump in the back, and I'll drive you back home.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm loving this, but we got to end it eventually. So.
Egal, how much hair did you lose after yesterday, mate?
I cut my hair.
Oh no! I'm saying no. I'm not just in the car. It's a nice car, but yesterday also been depressing, bro.
Depressing. What's depressing?
Yeah.
About a scene.
Listen, bro, it made my day. It was just funny. It was pure comedy.
Yeah, all right, let's not get Egal on one, man. Egal was very entertaining and that. Let's not get him on one. This is his channel. This is EGTV. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're watching this live right now, make sure you hit the like button also. You get what I'm saying? And hit the notification bell when you subscribe.
Yeah. And girls, don't fall in love with the guy just because of his amazing radio voice. You know who he is.
He's ditch sarcasm city just right EGTV.
Oh, Egal, make sure you send me the link for later, yeah?
Yeah, my guy, don't worry. I got you. Let's do this. But yeah, I'm going to be watching Big Brother America. If you guys watch Big Brother, it's amazing. But yeah.
It ended in our country, bro. It ended in our country.
It ended, man.
The man said,
Big Brother.
We ended it. USA, not Big Brother UK. Big Brother UK.
2018.
Big Brother UK, you know what it is? It's a popularity competition. Big Brother.
Anyway, who has time for that
USA,
crap?
It's actually using their brains. It's a sports game. It's a mind game. Social game. It's amazing.
Okay.
Honestly, it takes up 6 to 10 weeks of my life, so it's fun to watch.
I would say Ramshaki.
Right. That floats your boat, bro. That floats your boat.
Anyways.
I ain't Welsh, bro. I ain't Welsh. That doesn't apply to me. I'm surrounded by sheep, but I'm not.
What is the reference? I don't get it.
You all know why people think that is as well. It's like, oh no.
It's gonna shave the sheep's ass and carve Maldini into it, bro.
Oh, you're funny. That's good, Sam. You're learning. But
he is around.
Maldini is the
goat. Yeah. I haven't gotten through everybody. Yo, Indiana, tell the people where they can catch you.
It's right there, man, on Twitter. There it is.
Know.
There it is.
And Samuel, tell people where they can catch you.
Samuel 4002 EFC on Twitter. Mostly upset. I'm always upset because I support Arsenal. That's anything.
Yeah.
I love
Tell where they can find you.
Well, they can find me pretty much. It's exactly the same as my name right now. Except it's without the underscore, and it's on Twitter, and you find me at AFC Shift on Instagram.
Boom, you got it. And then yo, Cash, my guy, you already know. Tell them people where they can catch you.
You can catch me on Twitter. It's CashAFC04.
Don't know. Yeah, so this is a guy who didn't have Twitter a couple months ago, and today I'm seeing him with emojis going crazy, doing some crazy shit.
Let's go, Cash. Let's go, Cash.
You know how quick you become a social media person? It's hilarious. But yeah, I'm off this, guys. And yo, if you guys haven't already subscribed, don't forget, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out most of my content because I'm going to be doing more stuff. And guess what? We might be back with another video later today. And this time you'll actually get to see Ram if he's still up. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, people.
Are your lights on?